Good evening, Braves country. Well, 6 o'clock here on a Monday, and we've gotten some terrible news very recently. As well, we'll go ahead and just throw it out there. The Austin Riley injury has it's been figured out. And Austin Riley, go ahead and bring in the actual photo of it because they made one, and so I figured you want to go ahead and see this. But Austin Riley is going to be out, and he is going to be out for, looks like 6 to 8 weeks. As 6 to 8 weeks, we'll go ahead and put it up here on the screen. So here it goes. All right, so Austin Riley will miss 6 to 8 weeks. He's got a broken hand. So there you have that. That was announced by the Atlanta Braves earlier today, about a couple hours ago. And it was what I feared when I saw it, because it hit him right in the hand. And, the reason why I kind of had the worst case scenario in my mind is because we saw this several times with Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman, same thing. We get hit in the wrist. And how many times that happened to him? 3 times that I can think of. You get hit in the wrist, bam. He'd be gone for 6 to 8 weeks. The hope is that Austin Riley will recover quickly. If you map it out, 6 weeks from today, you're literally talking about the beginning of the MLB playoffs. We have 6 weeks left in the season. The last game, or the last day of the season, barring anything goofy, is going to be the September 29th, which is a Sunday, obviously, as they always do that. And September 29th, it's going to be the final series. In 6 weeks, what you would hope for is that he is sitting there the very next day. It's probably not going to happen. We know how this goes. When they go 6 to 8 weeks, and the way the Braves, I don't know what the deals with the Braves training staff is, but no one ever comes back earlier. And to me, that's always been a problem, because the idea of the training staff would be, why the hell are we not? But 6 weeks, to me, would be your typical, that's best case scenario, but we never see the Braves come in on the best case scenario. What we always see with the Braves is they say 6 to 8 weeks. It's usually quicker. It's usually closer to 8 weeks. So what does that mean? That means that really takes us into the playoffs. It takes us so far out. It means that you would have to get probably to the NLCS. You'd probably have to get to the NLCS. And so there's that going on. And right now, what we have, let's see. I see some folks in the chat. I'm just trying to figure out why I'm not seeing the chat for whatever damn reason. But, that's YouTube for you. I see some things scrolling wrong now. So looking at this, the Atlanta Braves are going to be without Austin Riley for 6 to 8 weeks. That's the short of it. And I know that took too long to get to, but I'm having technical issues. So anyways, with that being said, we've got a couple other things that are going on here. And one of the main things would be the fact that who do you put in place? Who do you put in place for this? And CP says Goat broke the chat. So who do we go to third? Who do we get to play for third base? I went over some names, honestly, and at this point, now look, they did reinstate Raylo from the IL. That's number one with the bullet. They did that, and not only did they reinstate Raylo, they sent Jimmy Herget down. They have not announced who they're going to bring up for Austin Riley. There is a name out there. There is someone who has been released yesterday afternoon, and he's not Austin Riley, obviously. No one's going to be picked up off the trash heap that's named Austin Riley, right? There's anything close to that. But what we do have is Gio Urshela. He was released by the Detroit Tigers. He's hitting, I don't have it in front of me, but I was looking at it today. It's got like a 235 average, 5 home runs, a little bit of a pop. He at one point was a decent bat for the New York Yankees. He has had just a very blah season, and I think the Tigers released him because they want to see what their younger guys can do, and the Tigers are out of the playoffs. So there's an outside chance they could pick him up. The problem is he's got to go through the waiver system. And if you're competing against the Braves and you see Gio Urshela out there, you may grab him just to keep him away from the Braves. He's not a phenomenal player. He's not a guy that you're going to go, whoa, that can really do things. Charlie's asking, isn't there an outfielder that can play infield? I mean, not really. Yes, in theory. Adam Duvall at one point played third base. That was a long time ago. So in theory, but I don't think that's what they're going to do, Charlie. I think it's more likely that you're going to get something of the effect of possibly either now look, for the short term, for the very short term, I do believe that they're going to go straight to the waiver wire. I mean, to the AAA. And you got a couple of guys that you could bring down there. Zach Short did make it back through, so he's been sitting down there. The other guy that I kind of liked that's sitting down there is Brian Anderson. He was originally a third baseman, and he was picked up by the Braves. You remember he was on the team earlier, and then the Braves sent him down. Well, he elected free agency, but they showed him on the roster today. So I'm assuming that's an updated roster. That's not something. So if he's still down there, that's an option. If he has skated, okay, fair enough. But the Stripers roster today showed him on there. So take that for what it's worth. If he's still down there, that's a possibility. Brian Anderson played third base for a long time. He'd be a guy that would be at the back of your lineup. And he's like, I think he's 31, I believe is what I saw. 31 years old. If Anderson can fill in, look, what we're going to look to do is we're honestly going to be looking just to paste it together for the next 6 weeks and hope for the best. I think you're going to want to get a couple of guys involved in this. So Luke Williams will probably get his shot to play third base. But at the same token, you might bring up a Brian Anderson. You might bring up Zach Short again. Zach Short could be sitting on the bench while they say, Luke, it's your time to shine. Luke's not going to hit anything out of the ballpark on a consistent basis, but at the same token, Luke Williams is a guy that has speed. He plays third base pretty well, and we saw yesterday he can hit the ball. But he doesn't have the power. You'd put him in the back of the lineup. Now, the good news, it appears that Jorge Soler will be back tomorrow. They hinted at that on Sunday. Nothing has changed on that front, and the fact that they didn't send him to the IL, I think, is a sign. So let's think about the other idea that you could have. Let's say you bring Eli White up. If you bring Eli White up for his speed and put Luke Williams at third, there is the outside chance that you have Duvall start taking grounders at third so he can spell third base if something happens to Luke Williams or you just want to give him a day off. But when Adam Duvall first came up, he was a first baseman, he was a third baseman, and then he eventually went into the outfield. But that was for a necessity of the teams that he's played for. Not just Atlanta, but Miami at the time. Miami had Brian Anderson playing third. So there's a lot of moving parts there, but whoever we have, they're not going to bring you the offensive prowess that Austin Riley will bring you. But we haven't had a full lineup this whole damn year. We just haven't. And with that being said, if we haven't had a full lineup this entire year, what's new? Let's go. Let's get after it. Come on. Let's do this. So I think that there's a real chance that we're going to get, let me see if I can get some of these, the comments and everything, read them a little better. I have to look over in this direction because I don't know what in the hell's going on with I think it's a Google problem. I don't think it's anyways, Google doing Google things. So let me get to some of the comments and questions. If you want to watch this show live, become a Country Club member. And I've got some funny clips. I'm going to play one tonight before we leave, but we put some stuff together today. Basically talking about, we're talking about 10 cents a day. So we went the whole Sally Struthers route. I think they're pretty funny commercials. We got 3 of them, but anyways. All right, so here we go. Duval had some good games in the hot corner. Charles saying, yeah, like I said, he can't. And the thing is, it's not like we're asking an older player to go play center field. We're asking him to go play third. He's not going to be Austin Riley. I get that. But what you're hoping for is to get someone who can give you something like a Merrifield. Now think about this. In about a month, maybe even less, in a perfect world, 2 to 3 weeks, Ozzie Albies will be back. When Ozzie Albies comes back, Whit Merrifield plays third as well, so you could put Whit over at third. So you're really, if everything goes correctly, you're really only buying 2 to 3 weeks. So that doesn't feel as astronomical of a, just a gut punch, because it was, but I looked at it and I was dreading it. When anytime that I've seen, anytime they say the information was inconclusive and we want to take a better look at it when we get back home to Atlanta, I'm like, the damn thing's broken. That's the first thing I went to, because if it was nothing, they usually say something to the effect of show some swelling, inflammation, that kind of thing, and we're going to take it day to day, but we do want to take another look when we get back. No, that's not what they said. They said inconclusive. I was like, inconclusive? That means the damn thing's broken. It means whatever imaging the machine they're looking at, they didn't want to buy into it, but also he is obviously in pain, so there it is. So if you're just joining us, Austin Riley out 6 to 8 weeks. All right. The next thing that I want to talk about on the docket, as bad as that is, and I know that that's a gut punch, y'all, I do want to bring a silver lining. There's a couple silver linings here. First of all, when you talk about the wild card race, where we're at, we've been talking about this for quite some time, is that we're not even worried about the damn the division, because right now we sit in the division 7 games back. That's a monumental task to overcome. We would literally have to sweep the Phillies this week and probably have to sweep them next week, or take 3 out of 4 in Philadelphia to have any shot of that. And it's not realistic. Baseball players are playing against our team as well, and there's going to be good days and there's going to be bad days. So if that was realistic, they'd all have college football records. They'd all be 12-1 because they're playing, Samford or whatever the hell they're playing. So what you're hoping to do in Atlanta is to win the series. What you're hoping to do in Philly is to split the series. But we'll get into that here in 1 second. So 7 games out of first place. All right, we're used to winning the division, but there's more than one way to skin a cat. And we are sitting right now, as we speak, 2 games in front of the New York Mets, 4 in front of San Francisco. And remember, we're going to have the tiebreaker on San Francisco for the season series, because we took 3 or 4 in San Fran. They took what? I can't remember if they took 2 of 3 or 1 of 3. But regardless, it pans out we're going to have the better record. We're either 4-3 on the year, or 5-2 on the year. I don't have it in front of me, but I do know that we've got it. So they're 4 back. Not putting down San Francisco, not putting down St. Louis, who's 5. Cubs, 5.5. Cincinnati, 6.5. But I'm not that worried about them, because that is a long way for them to get us. And if they catch us, either A, they got smoking hot and there's nothing you can do, or B, we have fallen flat on our face and it is what it is. But what I see is we're really looking at 3 teams we care about in the state. You can make the argument for San Fran, St. Louis, whatnot, but I'm going to make the argument for this. The Mets are 2 back. We're scoreboard watching every night with them. And Arizona is now only 2.5 in front of us. San Diego's 3.5. San Diego has been red hot. It's going to be really hard to catch them, but they're going to be playing some Arizona. They're going to be playing some Dodgers. You never know. They're going to be playing the Mets. The Mets, and coming up this week, the Mets are playing Baltimore, San Diego, and then what? They're at San Diego this week, and then at Arizona and at Chicago. The New York Mets are about to go on a 10-game road trip. And much like our road trip, they do have kind of a laugher in the White Sox, but they've got to go to Arizona and they got to go to San Diego. And I can tell you, because I was listening to New York radio this morning, because I'm always curious about other markets and how they're reacting. They don't love it. You know what they were saying? They're like, man, as long as we don't go 2-8, we'll take it. 3-7, it could happen. We would love to be 4 out of 10. If that happens, your Atlanta Braves should make up some ground. We're going to be at home for the next 6. Then we got to go on a 7-game road trip. It's not going to be easy. 3 in Minnesota, 4 in Philly. But that's why this week I think it's imperative to win the series. Win the Philly series and win the Washington series. Washington's had our number this year. They really have. Let's see. Charlie says that she's been a Braves fan since 95. Charles says he's been a Braves fan since opening day 1966. That's pretty cool. Goat, have you put in how long you've been a Braves fan? I would say Robert's been a Braves fan about 10 years, but I don't realistically know that. My guess is Goat has been a Braves fan somewhere around how long I've been. I've been a Braves fan since 82. I was watching every single freaking game by 83. But 82, I got my first interest. I'm hoping that, okay, so Robert 2018 and Goat 86. Okay, so really close to where I'm at. I was a little kid. I've told this story a million times. I was a little kid in 82, and I knew I liked baseball. I liked playing baseball, and all of a sudden we were getting the Braves on TBS. We had it down here in this area. My uncle here in Florida was watching it middle of the summer when we went over to his house. And I remember him saying, he was, you get this every day, because he asked my parents, do you have TBS and all this? He goes, yeah. I was like, I can watch this every day. Of course, look what the hell that turned into. But that was kind of the creak in the door that kicked it wide open. My grandfather was a huge Hank Aaron fan, because he watched Hank Aaron play minor league baseball in Jacksonville. More on that probably during the broadcast tomorrow, but I found a cool little tidbit about that. But and then my grandfather on my mom's side was a huge Brooklyn Dodger fan, and when they left, he turned into a Mets fan, and all my family up there were Mets fans. I was like, I'm not pulling for the damn Mets, because they were giving me crap about my football teams. So, but anyways, got sidetracked there. Talking about the, first of all, the road trip. I thought the 6-4 road trip, I know a lot of people are going to be bummed. They're going, man, we should have won 7-3, because we should have won that game on last Sunday in Colorado. I totally agree. We should have had that win. But same token, I didn't think we were going to go in to the Lions' Den in San Francisco and face some really damn good starting pitching and take 3 or 4. That was phenomenal. And I think that's the biggest thing that I take away from that from that road trip, is that they took 3 or 4 in San Francisco, which is outrageously phenomenal. This time of year, to beat the Giants, who are usually in the race, that was extremely impressive. That's a feather in your cap. And we went into Los Angeles, played the Angels. I get it, the Angels aren't that good, but you did what you're supposed to do. You won the series. We would have loved to have won game 1. The offense didn't show up. Solaire's going to come back Tuesday is what they're expecting. All I've seen about with Travis d'Arnaud is that he had his hand iced after the game on Saturday night. Sunday, he continued to ice it down, but they believe he's going to be okay, and he'll be available at some point in the series on the Philadelphia series. So what I would guess is that they'll probably put Murphy on Tuesday and then have d'Arnaud play maybe Wednesday and then give him 1 or 2 days off to make sure he's okay, that kind of crap. They could wait till Thursday to put d'Arnaud in. That's a problem for me because this offense is better when Travis d'Arnaud's in the lineup as of late. I know he started off slow. Then he had that big weekend. Then he didn't do anything for like a month. But he's been more consistent hitter. Sean Murphy, he pulls everything. He's slow as a box of rocks. So anything gets hit hard on the ground or gets hit on the ground. If it doesn't get through the hole, we're screwed. It's a double play. And so that's kind of where we're at. But the Braves are going to have they have a 2-game lead going into tonight. They'll have the Mets. I think this is huge. The Mets have 3 more games at home against Baltimore, which we all know Baltimore's a good baseball team. Baltimore could win 2 of 3 in that series. It's in New York, but they could win 2 of 3. Hell, Baltimore's good enough to sweep them. And then the other thing would be they go out on the road and they start off at San Diego. That's going to be tough. They are, once again, let me see. Yeah, okay, I have it in front of me. At San Diego, at Arizona, and then at the end of the road trip, they're playing the White Sox. And to me, that's the best time that they're going to play them. Because if they get their butts handed to them in San Diego and Arizona, they are just going to be on fumes. They're going to get to Chicago, and they might play with their food, and the next thing you know, they might lose a series in Chicago. I would hope over the next 10 days. So we're talking about, we'll just say, we'll say for the next 2 weeks, because it's a 3-game series against Baltimore, and then they go on the road. And the Braves are at home for 6, and then they're on the road for 7. We're 2 games up on the Mets. We're 4 up on San Francisco, 5 up on St. Louis, and I'll cut it off there because we could just go on and on about that. All the other teams are further back. We get done with these 2 weeks, and we have a lead of bigger than the 2. I'll be happy if it's a 3-game lead, a 4-game lead, a 5-game lead. For the last wild card spot, I will be thrilled. At the same token, you start scoreboard watching, see what Arizona's doing, see what San Diego's doing. It's not out of the realm of possibility that the Braves could catch San Diego and Arizona, but they're going to have to get hot, and they're going to need help because it's not like they're in our division. We're going to be playing them left and right. So there you have that. You look at the pitching matchups for the series. I think this series is going to be very entertaining. You got Ronaldo Lopez versus Zach Wheeler Tuesday night. Now, they have bumped that up, by the way. Wheeler was supposed to pitch on Wednesday, and Nolas was pitched on Thursday, and there was a question mark on Tuesday. They have pushed Wheeler up. So Wheeler is going on, he's not going on a short rest, but he's going on normal rest, right? Same thing with Nola. And then they got Christopher Sanchez on Thursday so it's Lopez versus Wheeler, Fried versus Nola, Schwellenbach versus Sanchez. I think Philly's got the edge in game 1 starting pitching-wise because Lopez, who knows how many pitches he's going to be able to go. He threw 71 last week. I would think that he'd be okay to go somewhere around 80-plus, maybe even 90. But they're not going to there's a good chance Grant Holmes spells him tomorrow night for a few innings. Max Fried versus Aaron Nola. Man, Max has got to step up, man. He has gotten pounded by the freaking Phillies. The Braves bats are going to have to do something because Nola has had pretty damn good success against the Braves. Now, we've gotten to him from time to time, but big picture, Nola's had some gems. Remember opening day a few years back when I can't remember the name of their manager at the time, but they pulled him. They pulled Nola on opening day. The Braves came roaring back and won on opening day. Well, Aaron Nola was throwing a damn gem that day, and he's done it a lot on the Braves. I think Christopher Sanchez, I think the Braves have the advantage. We're going to have Schwellenbach on the mound. Phillies have not seen much of him. You know, they're pretty much just looking at the video. And left-handers against the lineup that we have, I feel like Thursday we have the advantage. Tuesday, Philadelphia has a slight advantage. But remember, we've got a much stronger bullpen than they do. and then Wednesday's really a toss-up. If Max Fried goes out there and shoves and does Max Fried type things, I think the Braves have a chance to sweep the damn series. If Raylo goes out there and gives us 5 strong, and then you get Grant Holmes dealing, they could win game. But realize you can't have a bad inning because Zach Wheeler has dominated the Braves pitching. Braves hitting, excuse me. He is absolutely dominated. So we've got a chance to win this series. Very legitimately should win this series. We've got an outside chance to sweep it, but they can't play with their food, and I would hope that what we'll see from Snitker on Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night is an aggressive Brian Snitker, playoff Snitker. I want playoff Snitker. I want the guy that goes out there and you get a couple of signs of trouble, you go get the starter. You go, that's it. I don't want to see them have a guy, whoever the pitcher is, and he's loaded the bases and nobody's going out there to talk to him yet. And then they wait to go talk to him at that point. When you get the first sign of trouble, go talk to him, go calm him down. That's what I want to see. And you look at a couple of the other teams and what they're going to be going against. San Diego this week is playing Minnesota and the Mets. So 3 at home against Minnesota, 4 at home with the Mets. One way or the other, if we win, we're going to gain on the back end of this weekend. Because starting Thursday night, the Mets and the Padres play. Somebody's got to lose. That can only be an advantage for us. Same thing with the Mets and the Diamondbacks start next Monday. And then going into early next week, San Diego plays at San Diego. So there you have that. But early in part of the week, we are Marlins fans, we are Baltimore Oriole fans, and we are Minnesota Twin fans. Those are the 3 teams. And I'm going to try to scroll through here. I know the folks in the chat are having a field day talking about good times, old times. Just want to see if make sure there's not any. I don't think there's any questions. If there's any questions, you know what, we'll do this. We'll open up the questioning. Now, if there's any questions or any comments that you want to throw at us, throw them in the chat right now, and we'll answer them. If not, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Robert, who do the Braves play this weekend? The Braves are at home against Washington. So we're at home for 3 against the Phillies, 3 at home against Washington. Then we go on the road next week at Minnesota and a 4-game series at Philly. And just a programming note, the grill giveaway goat will be happening right around October, just as the playoffs start. The country club members will get basically every month that you're a country club member going forward, you're going to get a ticket into the kitty, and we'll do a raffle here on the air, and we will announce the winner. I don't have the exact date. I really want to see how the season plays out, because if we're doing, I don't want to try to do it in the middle of a game because it's going to be too big of a pain. So it depends, but the goal would be to do it sometime around the October 1st-ish, something like that. Last game of the season, I think I said, was September 29th, and that's September 29th. And if the Braves need that win to get in the playoffs, we're obviously doing the game. So if not, then we might do it during the chat, during the game or something. But we'll get all that figured out. It's just a little tailgate barbecue grill. I think it's a pretty cool grill. It's a pretty good size, and basically what we'll do is whoever wins, we'll mail it out to you. So you should have it in time for whatever playoff series that the Braves get going. And I think that's about it. But I got to play one of these funnies for y'all, because y'all are in the country club. You're going to start hearing these from time to time. Where did trying to figure out where we put them. All right, I'm going to play one of the longer ones as we get out of here. If anyone has any more questions, now's the time to or comments, now's the time to fire them away. I don't see any. I'm going to wait a couple of seconds, make sure there's not a delay. And I hope everybody likes the new graphics that we're using for the play-by-play. If you haven't seen it, we started it Saturday night, and we did it Sunday during the chat. The Sunday chat, by the way, has been moved to Cover Country Radio. I won't get into the whole logistics again, but they're basically messing with the algorithm on this channel, so we want to continue to do the chat, but we didn't want to screw up our algorithm. That's the short of it. Goat says he really likes the AI stuff. Yeah, I do too. Our biggest problem when they first came out with it, first of all, we found a way for it to be much smoother. When we first did it Saturday, it was kind of clunky, and I see that clunkiness on other broadcasts. But they're also not trying to do the same thing. They're sitting there just cheering it on. We always call them cheerleader channels, where they're just like, yay, go Braves, and then they disappear for 20 minutes or outside smoking, doing a smoke and taking a leak or whatever the hell they're doing. And we're calling play-by-play. I wanted to make sure it would sync up, because I'm like, if it's not going to sync up, it's going to be a problem. People are going to be like, what the hell, man? You're calling a strike, and the computer is 3 pitches behind, or vice versa. So that was the big thing. But the fact that we got it to sync up, I think it looks pretty cool. Yes, Robert, college football begins this Saturday, which reminds me, the college football kickoff show here on Braves Country Radio is going to be this Saturday. And we will start at 8:30 kickoff. It's 8:30 to 10. And it's going to be live for all country club members. And then if you're not in the country club, it will drop right after that. But the big thing is, if you're a country club member, you're going to be able to ask us what bets, if hey, what do you like here? What do you like there? If not, you're just going to have to react as they come out. And like I said, those will be 8:30 to 10 every Saturday throughout the season. And we're excited about that. And I think I've got a guy coming back on the show. I don't want to spoil it, but I got a guy coming back on the show that has not been on the show in a very long time. And he's a big Braves fan. He's a Tennessee fan. It's probably not who you're thinking of. If you're a listener to the show, you're going, oh, I know who it is. I don't think you do. This guy usually has really good insight for college football. He's a big college football fan. And the draft, what was the question about the draft? We're doing the fantasy football draft on the 31st. Yes, it's the 31st. The fantasy football draft is going to be the show. So we're going to be drafting on the show, and we hope to have it done by about 10, but I'm not that worried about it, because that one we don't put on external radio, because you'll see why, but it's not a good radio show. There's a lot of people staring at the screen. We tried to do it. We were hosting the show and had topics, and it was a disaster. We did it for many years, and it's just a disaster, because I'm trying to keep up with like 900 things, and I'm trying to draft my team. It really is impossible. By the way, we do have one more slot that is open. Someone's got to drop me their email, because they would have to take it over. For those of y'all who aren't familiar with the Fantasy Football League, it's a free league. There's a trophy back here in the back. It's kind of like a Stanley Cup. The winner, we put the name on there, and that goes forever, and we'll always reference it. So it's a free league. We play for pride, or as we always like to joke about. We play for blood. We don't play for money, nothing like that. So, see, Charles is a Georgia Tech fan. All right, Charles. Well, I would say good luck to you this Saturday, but I'm a Florida State fan, so yeah, I don't even want to get hurt, but I don't want you beating us either. That should be, but anyways, the draft will be the 31st, 8:30. We'll get it going. I think the draft's at 8:45, just because I didn't want to welcome everyone to the show and then all of a sudden start the draft. So if anybody wants to do that, reach out to us. You can either inbox me on our Braves Country Radio Facebook channel, or our email is listed on the YouTube site as well. So either way, but if anyone wants that final slot, we got one slot left. And then once we get the final slot left filled, then we are going to auto pick. You'll see it pop up on your screen, and it'll tell you where you're drafting. And I'd like to have that done by this weekend so that people have 4, 5, 6 days, whatever, to prepare for the draft. All right, so I'm going to get out of here, y'all. Once again, if anyone that hasn't already joined, if you want to play in the league, shout us out. If not, we'll see you. The next one of these Braves Country Todays will be, I guess it'll be Friday. I'm not sure of the time, but it'll be earlier on Friday ahead of the Washington series. Y'all have a great one, Braves Country, and enjoy your night. And it sucks about Riley, but the only thing I can say is that we've been through the damn gauntlet this year with injuries. It almost feels like, to me, this team's going to win the whole damn thing because they just can't kill us. Every time they injure us, we continue to stay on top. We will see you tomorrow night, 7:20, first pitch.
Like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win.
And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Polk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry.
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam-a ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. She's gone, baby!
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Reed. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to 1 strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to Fuss, and here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming.
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia, where we're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac Magee. Here are your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off, the designated hitter for the Philadelphia Phillies, it's Kyle Schwarber. 28 home runs, 78 RBI, 5 stolen bases, batting .251. Batting second, playing short, Trey Turner. 14 home runs, 43 RBI, 14 stolen bases, batting .311. Batting third, playing first, Bryce Harper. 26 home runs, 73 RBI, 5 stolen bases, batting .278. Batting cleanup and playing third, Alec Bohm. 13 home runs, 85 RBI, 5 stolen bases, .296, and still has not touched home plate. Batting fifth, it's Nick Castellanos. He's in right field with 16 home runs, 63 RBI, 5 stolen bases, batting .250. Bryson Stott, batting sixth and playing second. 9 home runs, 46 RBI, 25 stolen bases, batting .234. JT Realmuto is behind home plate. He's got a .253 average, 1 stolen base, 27 RBI, 8 home runs. Captain Caveman Brandon Marsh is in left field. He has 12 home runs, 45 RBI, 14 stolen bases, batting .241. And Rojas is in center, batting .245. He has 3 home runs, 28 RBI, 21 stolen bases. On the mound for the Philadelphia Phillies, it's Zach Wheeler. He's 12-5 with a 2.72 ERA, a .98 WHIP, 148 innings pitched, 103 hits allowed, 162 strikeouts. He's given up 16 home runs, 43 walks. He'll be going head-to-head with Ronaldo Lopez returning from the 15-day IL. He's 7-4 with a 2.06 ERA, a 1.19 WHIP, 104 innings, 88 hits, 102 strikeouts, 37 walks, 7 home runs served. Backing up Raylo in the bottom of the first inning and patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Michael Harris. MH2 has 6 home runs, 26 RBI, 8 stolen bases, batting .252. Ramon Laureano is batting second and in right field. He's got 7 home runs, 16 RBI, 4 stolen bases, batting .224. Marcell Ozuna is your designated hitter, 36 home runs, 93 RBI, a .309 average. Matt Olson is batting cleanup and playing first. He has 21 homers, a .230 average, 63 RBI. Batting fifth and behind home plate, it's Sean Murphy. Smurf has 7 home runs, 16 RBI, a .227 average. Jerry Kelnick is in left field and batting sixth. 13 home runs, 39 RBI, 6 stolen bases, batting .236. Batting seventh and playing short, it's Orlando Arcia. 11 home runs, 34 RBI, batting .224. Batting eighth and playing third base, it's Gio Urshela. He has a .243 average, 5 home runs, 37 RBI. And Whit Merrifield is batting ninth and playing second. A .209 average with 4 home runs, 13 RBI, 16 stolen bases. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate tonight, it's Todd Titchener. Your first base umpire is Corey Blazer. Second base is manned by Nestor Seja. And down the third base line, it's Manny Gonzalez. Philadelphia Phillies come in 73-51, 7 games in front of your Atlanta Braves. The Braves are 66-58, 32-26 at home. Phillies 31-28 on the road. Philadelphia is minus 160 on the money line. The over-under is 8.5. Game time temperatures here at Truist Park are expected to be about 83 degrees, and the wind blowing out at 9 miles an hour. Once again, no Jorge Soler, and they have not made a move to the IL. The farthest they could date it back at this point would be Saturday. The Braves brass is saying Jorge Soler is still day-to-day and questionable for the Philadelphia Phillies series. Our pick to click tonight, Zach Wheeler has had a very good career versus the Atlanta Braves. And though it's a stab in the dark, we'll go with Gio Urshela, who's 2 for 5 lifetime with a home run against Wheeler. He also has 3 RBI. We'll go with the Atlanta Braves and their pitching staff to win this game as the bats are hobbled. Give me the Atlanta Braves to win 3-1 to get this 3-game series off on a right foot. We'd like to thank all the Country Club members for helping support the channel. Please become a Country Club member today. And if you haven't already, smash that like and subscribe to Braves Country Radio. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. It's Braves Phillies, game 1 of a 3-game set. Tonight, 7:20. Tomorrow night, 7:20. Thursday night, it's on the national cast, so a 7:15 first pitch. Raylo is back. We got the sunshine emoji for Raylo back kicking in the chat for you Country Club members. Warm up those chop arms, Country Club. We're going to need it tonight. And get your game face on, Braves Country. The hated Phillies are coming to Atlanta. Yes, sir. It is baseball time in Braves Country. 1 down in the first pitch on the way to Trey Tenner. Swung on and fouled back out of play. It's 0-1. Braves nothing, Phillies nothing. Had a technical glitch. I had to restart the whole system, so you're going to have to bear with me. We'll play the chop. Okay, we got a 2-1 count, 2 down here. Braves, Phillies, 0-0 your score. For the pitch on the way from Raylo is swung on and fouled back out of play. It's 2-2. Had a little bit of a technical difficulty to get it started here, but we'll get it figured out. We've added another screen to make it easier for me to call the game and for y'all to also enjoy the AI stuff that's on the screen. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And Raylo comes off the IL. 1-2-3. The Braves will try to scratch out some runs. No Riley, no Soler, no Ozzie Albies. We'll be back in a flash.
Hello, I'm Charles Daniels. For years, we've been taking you to villages like this and showing you the heartbreak of families whose only mistake was being born poor. They need your help. And for only
$2.99
a month, you can provide
the Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
Ask for more.
Sorry?
Ask for more money. Why you starting so low?
Don't get greedy. Ask for $2.99.
As you can see, these villagers are desperate for your help, so don't hesitate. Dial the number and send over
$2.99
a month. That's all we need.
Start higher. I know, right?
$2.99
A month may not sound like a lot, but it can mean so much to
Braves Country Radio.
It's not even a round number. I'm just saying, why not start at
$2.99
a month. That's all these people need to survive. And they'd be so lucky and appreciative to get it. So for the price of a cup of coffee.
What you talking about? All they need to send is the bare minimum to keep us alive.
How you gonna save our lives with only 39 cents? Because I'm trying to do the math in my head, but I just can't see it.
$2.99
This is plenty.
He keeps saying
$2.99
Why you keep saying
For the price of a cup of coffee.
why it can't be the price of an Arizona iced tea?
Because it's not the price of an Arizona, it's got to be coffee.
It don't, though.
Plus, coffee is way more expensive than
$2.99
You know, for a starving village, you people have a lot of energy.
Hey, how much was that coffee?
It doesn't matter.
I bet you don't even know what country you in.
I do know what country I'm in.
What country you at? What country you at?
Braves Country Radio.
All right,
Hey, if you want to see this cheap-ass white man again, you better send us
$2.99
cash right now. Don't hesitate.
Welcome back. The bumpy opening. We'll do the roll call as we go along here. Good to see you, CP, NV, or BV, whatever you want to be called nowadays. Starting to think you're running from the law. John, good to see you. Alabama Retro said he just opened up his headache in a can, Bud Ice. And who else we got? I thought I saw Mark, and I know I saw his first pitch on the way from Zach Wheeler is a 96-mile-an-hour fastball up top, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. The 0-1. We took Gio Urshela because he's 2 for 5 lifetime versus Wheeler, and what the hell, why not welcome in the new guy? The 0-1, inside, 95 miles an hour, 1-1. A 1-1 count. Zach Wheeler has infamously dominated the Atlanta Braves over his career. He's just a nasty right-hander. The 1-1. Swing, chops it foul, 1-2. It always amazes me when I see him on versus other teams. I'm talking about bad offenses, the Marlins, and you'll see them put like a handful of runs up on him, and I'm like, I don't get it. I think he just dials it up and gets extra locked in against Atlanta. Good to see you, Travis Willis, Brian Andrews, Country Club member. The 1-2. Caught looking, strike 3, 96 at the knees, 1 away. Scrolling up, seeing who I've missed. I think I said Mark earlier. I know I said John, Willis. Braves, nothing. Phillies, JC, Country Club member, good to see you. I know I saw the GOAT, Country Club member, good to see you. Good to see you underwater. First pitch on the way to Ramon Laureano is a check swing and a strike. It's 0-1. Pitch on the inside. The 0-1. Edward Spry, Country Club member. The 0-1 pitch. Out high and wide, 96 miles an hour, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Justin. Braves nothing, Phillies nothing. The 1-1 pitch. 97 just missed, 2-1. Robert. The 2-1 pitch. Lets her go. 96 down and away. 3-1. That one may have hit the zone. I think we might have gotten a friendly call there. Home plate umpire tonight is Todd Titchener. We saw this crew about a week ago. Titchener is probably the worst one on this crew. The 3-1. Caught. 96 right there at the knees, 3-2. Laureano's about to head on down to first, but Titchener said not so fast. Well, that one probably hit the zone So the good news is we got one of them to go our way. The payoff pitch to Ramones. Swing lifted into left center field. That ball's going to get down for a base hit, and your Atlanta Braves have one on, one out here to start the first. I'm only peering it over a little bit. I don't really care if it's synced up perfectly, just as long as I'm not off by like 2 pitches or something. Had to put the screen out of my eyesight because it kind of throws me off watching the game and seeing the AI right next to it. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike by Ozuna. Fastball out wide. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Comes sets, kicks and fires. Down and away, 1-1. So 1-1 count. Braves nothing, Phillies nothing. Runner on first. Laureano, not much of a threat to steal, but he has had a few in his career. The pitch, 96 outside wide, 2-1. You'd love to see them run his pitch count up. See if you can get him in a rare bad night. The 2-1 count. Brings it. Swing and a miss, sinker down and in, well in off the plate, 2-2. Ozuna decided to swing at that pitch before it ever left his pitch hand. The 2-2 count. Righty, one on, one out. Double play in order. The slow-footed Ozuna at the plate, the 2-2. Swinging and a miss, strike 3. And Laureano did steal the base. He took off on a good pitch. Ozuna swinging through, and though we got 2 outs, Laureano, who rarely steals, takes advantage of the situation. Smart heads up running by Laureano. We've got a runner in scoring position. I think that's some of the stuff the Braves are going to have to do when you look at the way this is set up for Atlanta down this home stretch. No Austin Riley. No Ozzie Albies. Obviously no Acuna. You're going to have to manufacture runs. That was a pretty good play. They're showing the replay of him swinging through and the bat touching JT Realmuto on the Philly replay. And they're going to send the runner back to first. Okay. They're going to say batter interference because the bat touched his back part of his jersey. First pitch on the way to Olsen is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. Only thing I can tell you is find someone who looks at you the way Major League Baseball looks at the Philadelphia Phillies, because that is a ticky-tack horse crap call. The 0-1. Laureano digging in. Pitch on the way. Fisted foul. 0-2. That's about as ticky-tack as you... I mean, yeah, by the letter of the law, okay, maybe. But it's really a judgment call, and it's junk. He did not impede the thrower's motion at all. The 0-2 in the dirt, 1-2. I mean, what do you want him to do? Not swing the bat because JT Realmuto is standing up? I mean, that's just a bad call. But Todd Tichenor is a terrible umpire, and we've seen it before. The 1-2, righty-lefty, brings it. Swing, fouls it straight back, 96 up top. That's the bad news. The good news is Zach Wheeler is about to throw his 20th pitch of the inning, so you are working the counts a little bit. It's not a high number, but you'll take it. At that pace, you would have him out by the end of the 5th. and get into that Philly bullpen, which has been much maligned. The 1-2, swing, fouls it back. Telling you, Olson's coming really close to timing these up. Now, you got to figure with a 1-2 count now he's going to bring one of his breaking pitches to him. Usually likes to go to the curve or maybe jump in on a cutter to a left-hander, try to get him to chase. He may not be as willful to swing at to throw that curve with Laureano possibly going. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike three. 95 blew it right by him. He fought him off as long as he could. Zach Wheeler's got good stuff. Braves, Phillies, 0-0. We head to the top of the second.
So I was today years old when I found out that when you're smiling, you cannot move your tongue. It cuts off a nerve when you smile. So when you smile, like your tongue is like paralyzed. Look at your dumb ass. You doing that right? Stupid ass.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
And so my girl got mad at me because last night I went to a single mom fundraiser.
No, you went to a strip club.
Listen, baby, I'm supporting these single moms $1 at a time.
Fight! Mike! Hey out! Shake your head! Your eyeballs are stuck! Well, it was a ball. It was that far from the plate.
Little lady, will you let me umpire this game? You've been on my back all night.
Mickey, you saw that pitch. It was a ball, wasn't it?
It looked like it.
You're out of the game, Mandel.
What? Roger, how'd that pitch look to you?
It could have missed the corner.
You're out, Maris.
Yogi.
It's a perfect strike. The ump was right.
I don't like sarcasm, Barra. You're out of the game, too.
You can't do that!
Lady.
Where's the manager?
I think he's hiding.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Ronaldo Lopez will go back to work. Braves 0, Phillies 0. Top of the second inning if you're just joining us. The new AI cast that we're doing here on Braves Country Radio. Pitch by pitch, play by play. You'll notice that these, if you're watching, you're following at home with the video, is the first pitch on the way, curveball, swing and a miss, it's on one. What you'll notice is that the movements are actually generated from the field straight to the screen. They've really done a fantastic job of putting that together. The 0-1, 95 down below the knees, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Alec Boehm batting .296, righty-righty matchup. Raylo brings it. 94 up inside, 2-1. Philadelphia Phillies, every team's got bumps and bruises, but they've been relatively healthy all year, and they continue to be. They've had some few injuries to their pitching staff, but their starting nine, they're all intact tonight. The 2-1 pitch is swung on and smoked up the middle. It's a leadoff single for the Phillies. You'll notice that outfield in the background that looks like absolute rubbish. Atlanta Braves, Truist Park, hosted a concert, a music concert, during the road trip, and it rained, and they still put the stages and whatnot out there, and that's what tore into the grass. First pitch on the way to Castellanos is a four-seam fastball, swung on and fouled straight back. It's 0-1. It is arguably the ugliest outfield you will have seen in modern Major League Baseball, and I don't remember the last time it's anything like that bad. The 0-1. Swung on, grounded over towards short. Arcia 6, 4, and will not be able to turn the double play. Kind of a slow developing double play. RC off his back foot, and Merrifield the same. And by the time they got it relayed down to first, they could not turn two, but they did get the lead runner, keeping Bohm out of scoring position. Very close play there at second. He got him by about a half slide. 5-10 years ago, Merrifield would have been shoved into left field, probably broke his leg. So there is something that comes with that, because I don't know who we'd have play second base at that point. First pitch on the way to Stott is right there on the outer edge. It's 1-0. John, I don't know what the concert was. I just read that it was a concert. Whoever it is, if someone needs to investigate it, though, because whoever it is, if Michael Harris goes out there and hurts himself, we need to boycott whatever stupid band that was. Nothing, your score. Runner on first. 1-1 count after the foul back. The pitch. Curveball up top. Slapped the zone first strike. 1-2. Well, I wasn't that motivated to look up who it was, but if someone gets hurt, I'm going to get real motivated real quick. Baltimore leads the Mets 3-0. That's good news in the second. The 1-2 pitch. Swing. That ball sliced into left field. That'll get down for a base hit. And the Phillies have runners on first and second. 1 out here in the second inning. Just kind of took what he gave him. Fastball on the outer edge and just sliced it the other way. So 2 down, and that'll bring JT Real Muto to the plate. Though he is a catcher and he's still a double play candidate, he runs quite a bit better than most catchers. First and second, 1 out, the first pitch. Swing, chops it foul, slider. 0-1. JT Real Muto has had himself a career the last few years off Atlanta Braves pitching. He's had really big moments in the playoffs. It was Luke Bryant. I should have known that clown. The 0-1. Swing, chops it foul. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. So you see him running, you're like, man, I didn't know they make catchers like that, because when you see the Braves catchers, whether it's Darno or Murphy, or you go down to our farm system, none of our catchers can run. Haven't seen Baldwin run a whole lot. He looked like he had a little better wheels back in spring training. The 0-2 brings it. 97 up top, held up, 1-2. So 1-2 count. Braves nothing, Phillies nothing. 2 on, 1 out. The pitch. Slices it foul, 97 miles an hour down the line. We'll do it again. The 1-2 pitch. Swing! Just got a piece of that. Rattles it off the shoulder of Sean Murphy. Wonder if we'll get a... Actually went off his helmet first, and then his knee, and then his shoulder. The 1-2. Pitch on the way. Slider down and away. 2-2. The 2-2 from Raylo. In the dirt, nowhere near the zone. Good block by Murphy. And now you got a full count. So he's played with his food and got a full count now to JT Real Muto. Standing on deck is Brandon Marsh, the left-handed bat. The 3-2. Comes set. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Chased a bad slider down and away. 2 down. We got a little fortune on that one. Usually JT Realmuto will spit on that one. That thing was nowhere near the zone. I think he had put it in his head that he was getting a fastball, and he was ready to go deep into the seats with it. Instead, he'll take a seat, grab some pine. Two on, 2 out. The first pitch on the way. Marsh. Did he go around? He did not. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Down and in, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Braves nothing, Phillies nothing. Brings it. Slider, did he go around? They checked down the third base line. Third base umpire Manny Gonzalez said he held up, so now ball 3, 3-0. Standing on deck is Rojas, and at this point you almost may just want to put him on instead of groove one in there to Marsh. Righty-lefty matchup, the 3-0. 97 on the inner cut, 3-1. Dangerous pitch because he was set up on the outside and it came up in the inside and kissed the top corner. The 3-1. Right there at the knees, on down below the knees. 50-50 strike, full count. The payoff pitch. Runners go. Swing! Slaps it back, foul behind home plate. We'll do it again. Braves nothing, Phillies nothing. Big spot here in the game. Game is tied at 0-0 apiece. We know we're going to have a hard time scoring runs against Wheeler. Runners will be on the go. The payoff pitch. Up top, misses, ball 4. So Raylo is now at 38 pitches. He's got the bases loaded and Rojas coming to the plate. Looming on deck is the top of the order. Hey, Abreu's wake early in the game. Look at there. He'll head out there to the mound and talk to Lopez. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and Abreu goes out there to talk to him. You got the right-handed Rojas coming to the plate. Righty-righty matchup. Pitch count getting up there high. First pitch, 97 up top. First strike, it's 0-1. Thing you got to think about this is Raylo in his last outing on the farm only pitched 71 pitches. So how long is his leash tonight? The 0-1. Swing, fouls it back, 0-2. An 0-2 count. Bases juiced. Few of the Braves faithful are standing on their feet to root them along. The 0-2 pitch. 98 down and away. Down and in, 1-2. The 1-2 from Raylo. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Big strikeout by the Raylo. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Or, hear me out, you go yourself, and I keep doing what I'm doing.
Phil Niekro went 21-20 in 1979 and led the league in both wins and losses. Nolan Ryan had 3 more no-hitters in his career than he had games with no walks. Madison Bumgarner hit more grand slams in 2014 than Derek Jeter did in his entire major league career. Despite being one of the greatest hitters of all time, Ted Williams never had 200 hits in a season, and he never reached 3,000 hits. The last switch-hitting American League MVP was Vida Blue. Prince Fielder has more career inside the park home runs than Ricky Henderson. The Oakland A's drafted 2 guys named Max Muncy, one in 2012 and the other in 2021. If that's not strange enough, they were both born on August 25th. Joe Carter ended 2 World Series in a row, one by a putout and the other by a walk-off. Adam Dunn has a higher career on-base percentage than Ichiro.
So it says here that you hit your husband with a chair? Why'd you hit him with the chair? Because I couldn't lift the table.
To take away Ruth's record, his single-season record, was to take away something that was held so close to the hearts of the baseball establishment, they couldn't see doing it. Nonetheless, Roger Maris did it. He did hit 61 home runs, and the fact that it took 162 games, well, he also did it having to play at night, having to bat against the screwball, having to travel to the West Coast for games, and to do it all with a parade, a mob of reporters following him around. I think it's unfair.
It would have been a hell of a lot more fun if I had never hit those 61 home runs, he told a friend toward the end of his life. All it brought me was headaches. Another of Babe Ruth's records was broken that year. Yankee Whitey Ford pitched his 32nd consecutive scoreless World Series inning, surpassing a mark set by Ruth in 1916 when he was a pitcher with the Boston Red Sox. It was, Whitey Ford said, a tough year for the Babe.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. We do have the Raylo emoji up in the chat now for you Country Club members. Braves nothing, Phillies nothing, bottom of the second. See, it'll be interesting to see how long Raylo can go. With that being said, Grant Holmes should be able to go a few innings. So they may piggyback him. You might see Raylo only go 2, 3, 4 innings. If a high pitch count, probably just 4. His first pitch on the way to Murphy is swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. And you could build that gap, build the bridge to the back of the bullpen with Grant Holmes. The 0-1 from Wheeler. Swing, chops it foul. 0-2. That's where you're seeing everybody pitch. Sean Murphy is on the inner cut, because he's banging it over to third, and of course he doesn't have the speed to beat anything out, so you'll take that all day long if you're the opponent. We've been seeing that for several weeks. The 0-2, they set up out wide, swing, chase that one well out of the zone. It'll stay in play, and he'll be a weak out over towards the first base dugout, 1 away. 1 down. Coming to the plate's the left-handed bat of Jared Kelnick. Kid Kelnick batting 6th tonight with all the injuries. The first pitch, swing and a miss, 95. Good night, Irene. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty-lefty. Brings it. Inside. 1-1. Yeah, it's kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't, because if you have Murphy in the lineup, and I see the conversation in the chat, if you have Murphy in the lineup, you got an empty bat. If you have Darnold in the lineup, you got a better bat, as the 1-1, down and in, 2-1. But the impression is that a much better arm behind home plate, but the numbers just don't show that. I mean, teams have ran on Murphy as well. And it's not all on the catchers. It's on the pitcher's release as well. The 2-1 swing. That ball's lasered down the right field line. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. Here comes Kid Kelnick flying around first, heading into second in your Atlanta Braves. Going to 1-out double. Let's get it. 111 miles an hour coming, smoking off the bat. Kid Kelnick. That ball was hit so hard that it just kind of died right there as soon as it hit the wall. Kelnick would have been at second regardless. The first pitch on the way. Swung on, lifted high and deep, but well into the second deck here at Truist Park. Down the right field line, foul. It's 0-1. The 0-1 brings it, swung on, chops it over to third, but that'll dribble foul. Gio Urshela will get his first at bat as Atlanta Braves next up. Remember, he's 2 for 5 lifetime versus Wheeler, the 0-2. Whoa, way down and away. 1-2. The 1-2 count. You do wonder if Kelnick's going to try to steal third, but JT Realmuto is about as good as there is in baseball. He's going to have to get one heck of a jump. Wheeler's got a pretty short release. The 1-2. Swing. Lifts it. High. Another can of corn. This one will stay in fair territory. Stott will catch it after waving off Harper just past the first base side. 2 down. This will bring Gio Urshela to the plate. He's getting a round of applause from Braves country. Gio Urshela longtime Yankee, then went over to the Tigers this year. First pitch on the way, 94 miles an hour. Fastball misses high, I guess. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Urshela, 5 home runs, 37 RBI, 619 OPS. The pitch. Swing. Fouls it straight back. 95 miles an hour. 1-1. So 1-1 count. Runner at second. 2 outs. The pitch. Swing. Hit softly on the ground over to short. That'll be an easy 6-3 put out, and that'll end the inning. Braves get one in scoring position, but can't get them across. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country Radio.
Hey, first crack of the day, boy. Let me pour one out for Burger King. Man, they ain't got Burger Kings no more. I'll be looking at the throne being like, who sit on the burger throne, man? And I know people be laughing. I'm like, I know it funny, dog. They used to give out clowns, boy. Now you can't even find a number 9 chicken sandwich no more. They don't even want you to go up there anymore. I be in the drive-thru of like a Burger King like an hour away, and they be like, what you want, man? What's the point anymore? I'm like, come on, man. I know you got one patty back there. You the Burger King. You're like, King, duh, man. They be tearing down the castles.
Here's Brent Rooker, and he swings, and he hits this one out to the middle of the field, and the center fielder jumps, and he misses it. And the runner is running, and he runs all the way, and he scores. And the A's take a huge lead, 1-0, and that drastically changes things here in the first inning. That ball went a long ways, and I think Brent Rooker's favorite color is green trees. Bayo has been struggling this year, and Brent Rooker really got a hold of that baseball. This one very high and very far, but sadly it didn't go over the wall because that wall was super tall, probably taller than the wall of China. Anyways, Jarren Duran, he's a really bad he's good, right? He's a good baseball player, and he missed that one. Just a bad, unlucky day for him. He couldn't jump 18 feet in the air like my grandfather could. That guy had some superpowers. Nah, I'm just kidding. And here's the pitch. This one swung on and missed. The A's getting ahead early once again. Let's see if they can add on.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves, Philadelphia Phillies, game 1 of a 3-game set tonight, tomorrow night, and Thursday night. Remember, Thursday night, if you're looking for the game you're wanting to listen along and follow along, it's on the National Foxcast. Raylo starts the 3rd inning here with a 4-seam fastball on the outer edge for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 comes set, kicks and fires. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Braves nothing, Phillies nothing. Top of the 3rd inning. The 1-1 pitch right there at the knees, 1-2. Yeah, she has been with, so y'all are asking about that Oakland A's announcer. She's been with them for a few years. This year, because of, I can't remember if someone retired or what, anyways, she became the everyday play-by-play. The 1-2 and the dirt, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Good to see you, Marguerite. A.Y. I think I saw Carrie popping in here defending her boy Luke. The 2-2. Swinging and a miss, strike 3. Good pitch by Raylo. One away. You'd love a quick inning here. Raylo already at 47 pitches, just 1 out into the 3rd. Yeah, it's not just that, but that the mark is not just the no excitement. It's that some of the stuff that she is just known for. Curveball right there at the knees. It's 0-1. What they did is they compilated. Those are real calls, but they put them all together. But I guess some of them are her. Is the 0-1 swing? That ball's hit hard right over the head of Raylo. He had to duck for cover. Whit Merrifield gets it on the 1 hop, fires it over to first, 2 away. Man, that was a hot shot. Whew. That's all we need is get Raylo getting knocked in the noggin. It's like the IL has a magnet on the Braves. 2 down. That's not a good sign though when Trey Turner's hitting the balls on the screws. That means he's about to go nuclear. Speaking of a guy that likes to hit home runs against the Atlanta Braves, here's your best friend Bryce Harper. Righty-lefty matchup. The pitch. Chop foul down the line. It's 0-1. So, but yeah, I guess the big thing that she's known for is just really bad one-liners during the game. And, I mean, I don't want to sit here and just drag someone who can't defend themselves, but I've listened to the broadcast before, and, I mean, your jaw drops as a play-by-play person. The 0-1. Fouls it straight back. It's 0-2. I figure she's got to be somebody's niece. Because it's like, how the hell I mean, I know Oakland's given up, but not to that extent. So an 0-2 count. I don't see her being the voice of the A's when they hit Las Vegas. The 0-2 up top, misses high, 1-2. The 1-2. Kicks and fires. Down and away, 2-2. The 2-2 count. Righty, lefty. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll end the inning. Raylo, 1-2-3. That's what you need after that last one. We'll be back in a flash. It's scoreless in Hotlanta.
This is the best tip for saving money as an adult. Lay the down and try not to move.
Hey, could somebody explain to me how I can still remember my childhood phone number but can't remember my Gmail password to save my life?
Say the weird thing.
All the vowels in Celine Dion's name are the same vowels you sing in Old MacDonald in the correct order. I know this, and now you know this too.
So parenting is a whole lot like pancakes. For the most part, they're going to turn out fine, but you should probably apologize to the first one. Hey, y'all kids got it made today. Y'all slides is made out of plastic. Ours is made out of aluminum foil and platinum. Real talk, the younger generation, y'all take a walk in our shoes. Imagine sliding down this slide with shorts on in the middle of the day. Ew, he left his ass up there. You ever got to the bottom of this slide and shock somebody and they cry and go tell the teacher? Now you got to sit down in ISS for no reason. Talk about you go too fast with the wrong kind of clothes. The back of your leg look like baked chicken. It had to been the most dangerous thing on the playground. We used to try to show off in front of the girls and run up this slide. Till one of my classmates tried to run up with some slippery shoes and he left his face on them. This ain't nothing but a big spoon.
Commissioner Ford Frick was alarmed by all the big hitting that year. The Yankees had slugged an all-time record 240 home runs, and now he overreacted. He convinced the club owners to widen the strike zone to ensure that home runs did not come too cheaply. The result would be a golden age for pitchers.
Oh, a genius. Perhaps the only pitcher I have ever seen, and certainly broadcast, where after one batter, I would think he might pitch a no-hitter tonight. The only one. He was the only one who would go out to warm up, and he would get applause similar to a symphony conductor who had just walked on stage. It was such respect as well as admiration. I don't think we'll see his likes for a long time.
His name was Sandy Koufax.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. I'm trying to figure what Carrie's asking. Is analytic? Well, analytics, what that is, I think I catch what you're pitching, Carrie. Give me 1 second. First pitch on the way from Wheeler to Merrifield is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. So when they talk about analytics in baseball, just sports in general, because they're doing it in all sports now, it's basically using computer moderation as the 1-0, down and away, 2-0. And they're trying to figure out the best way to handicap the sport, not on the betting angle, but as a front office. Is the 2-0. Misses high and wide, 3-0. The problem with a lot of analytics, and I am in this boat, you got too many what they call our expected stats. Is a 3-0 pitch. Right there at the knees, 3-1. And with those expected stats, what you end up with is that they go off of how hard the ball is hit off the bat. So that's why you see the exit velocity all the time now. Is a 3-1 to Merrifield. Swing! Fouls it back, 3-2. And with the velocity, what the percentages are when a ball's hit that hard, should it be a base hit? The problem with that theory is it does not take into consideration where was the defense standing before the pitch. The 3-2. Swing! That ball sliced into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. Here comes Merrifield. That ball bounces off the wall, and that boy's got some wheels, baby. He's got a triple into the right field corner. 3B in your scorecard, and your Atlanta Braves have the go-ahead run. 90 feet away with nobody out. Good piece of hitting by Merry-Go-Round. Took a funny hop, and Castellanos was heading towards the corner, and the ball bounced off that little area that just kind of kicks out before you get to the deep right field corner here at Truist Park. And when it shot out, Castellanos was taken by surprise. The first pitch on the way to Michael Money Mike. He fires it into center field. That ball's down for a base hit. Smoked into center, and it's an RBI single. And he does some weird dance, and the Atlanta Braves lead it 1-0. Good piece of hitting there by Harris. He was sitting dead red on the fastball. He did not miss. It's interesting. This is the difference between the Braves and the Phillies. With nobody out and a runner at third, his first pitch on the way, sweeper on the outer cut, it's 0-1. Just notice this. Their infield was not back. They were willing to concede the run to prevent the big inning because they believe in their offense and they believe in their pitching to be able to keep the game close. The 0-1. Swung on, chopped foul. 0-2. Reason why I bring that up is if the Braves in the other end, if they get one on or hit runner at third, nobody out, it doesn't matter who they're playing, what time of the game, they're bringing the defense in. The only time they don't do this if they have like a 3-4 run lead in the fourth or fifth. But their analytics department believes that runs are so important that it's worth risking giving up a single and then starting a big inning. The 0-2. Slice foul and out of play. We'll do it again. That didn't come into play. That's a base hit no matter what. But it's just interesting, the two philosophies. So back to the analytics talk. The gist of it is there are people that believe in expected stats and there are people that don't believe in expected stats. And that's kind of where the rubber meets the road. Flip it over to first to keep it close by. I think what you will see typically is that the younger generation, they believe in the expected stats. They've kind of grown up on it, so it's their thing. The old seam heads, they are against it. The 0-2, swing and a miss, strike three, kind of a half check swing, four seam up top, locked him up, one away. I kind of sit in the middle. I don't believe that you can determine someone's worth off of expected stats. But I do see from time to time where ball is just smoked, and yes, that was bad luck. But for me, to build your entire philosophy on it, I think it's a house of cards. First pitch on the way to Ozuna is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty. They're starting to do it now with football too. I noticed it in the fantasy football world. The 0-1, down and away, 1-1. And that it's funny to me because I just crack up sometimes. I believe expected stats are fables. I believe they're all pie in the sky. Because I still believe if you hit the ball hard on the ground, but right at the shortstop, you pulled the ball, and that was not a good at bat. The 1-1. Swing, fouls it away. 1-2. The 1-2 count. But what you get is there are certain front offices, like the Braves, that believe in the expected stats, and they kind of build their team off of that. I'll give you an example. Aaron Bummer is an expected stat trade acquisition. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike three, 94 miles an hour. Blew it right by him. 2 away. Marcell Ozuna expected to hit that ball, but he didn't. And there you go. That's the difference. Aaron Bummer was brought over because all of his expected stats, all of his, and I'm not going to go through every one of them, but, you know, the WOBA, the BABIP, everything versus him was all telling you that he was much better than what he is, than what he has been. First pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball at the knees. It's 0-1. And though I do believe that a lot of it had to do with the fact that he was playing in front of the worst infield in all of Major League Baseball last year, as the 0-1. Kicks and fires. Up top misses. 1-1. Remember last time Olsen was up, he really made Wheeler work, saw a lot of pitches that might help him out in this at bat. Wheeler's at 52 pitches. But I don't care how bad your defense is and all the hard luck. You have an ERA that was almost 7 last year. Most of that's on you. The 1-1 misses high and tight, 2-1. This year he's got an ERA of about 3.5. So yeah, some of it was, but then again, he's probably just playing on a better team in general, and so you can kind of believe some of it. But he's also not the second coming of Johnny Venters. The 2-1 in the dirt, ball gets away, but not too far. Did he go around? They checked down the third base line. He did not. Ball 3-1. So a 3-1 count. Runner at first, 2 outs. Anything that gets in the gap should score the Hawk. The 3-1 pitch just grabs the outer edge, full count. Wheeler is at 55 pitches, so you like that here in the third inning. Phillies would like to have him closer to the 45 mark. The 3-2 comes set. He's going to step off the mound for a second. Standing on deck is Sean Murphy. Wheeler looks back. They're not holding Harris. He goes. Swing! That ball's sliced down the left field line, but plenty foul. Harris had a pretty good jump. That was a pretty good jump by Harris to the point, if it's a long single, he may have scored. The 3-2. Payoff pitch, runner goes. Swing, chops it back up the middle. Should be an easy play for Turner. He turns, slides, flips, and that'll end the inning. But not for your Atlanta Braves. Take a 1-0 lead. We head to the top of the fourth versus the Philadelphia Phillies.
It's some bullshit when I hear people say that white people can't cook. Really? Newsflash, we're literally the whole reason why you have to show your ID to buy Sudafed. So, okay, love you, bye.
Hey, I ain't even gonna lie, y'all. I'll be ordering my coffee so strong I think it might just show up on a drug test.
Dad, who cut the grass?
Same person who always cuts the grass. Me. Why?
It's like the lines are crooked, like they were squiggly. Didn't you say your vision or something was going bad? Because it's showing. The lines, look how crooked they are.
What are you talking about? They're crooked.
Look, you see how it's not, aren't they supposed to be straight lines?
What are you talking about? They are straight. What are you talking about?
Nah, they look crooked. You should have Brett show you how to do it.
I'll tell you what, instead of you sleeping until 3 o'clock in the afternoon every day, why don't you start cutting the grass?
I should.
Tell me, Brett knows how to cut the grass. Every time he comes over here, he knows how to cook a egg on the stove. You're going to try to tell me he's going to tell me how to cut the grass.
And as long as you're getting yourself a cup of coffee, would you mind getting me one too?
I'm not getting myself coffee.
Let me rephrase that. Get me a cup of coffee. And by the way, I take my coffee the way I take my women.
Are you sure you want to pay $75 for a cup of coffee?
In Orlando Cepeda's last few years with the Giants, some thought that his skills had eroded. The Cardinals couldn't have cared less, as Cepeda immediately began knocking the ball all over the park and driving his new teammates across the plate.
We got Orlando Cepeda, which meant that your single now meant something.
With Cepeda leading a recharged offense and the ferocious Gibson anchoring the pitching staff, the 67 Cardinals began to tear through the National League. They were as confident as they were talented, and it didn't seem like anyone could stand in their way.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Got the Cubs game off into the background. Man, the wind is whipping in, so if you took the under in that game, you're probably in pretty good shape. It's that time of year where, you know, that 3 weeks of summer has passed in Chicago. I think I saw it was going to be like in 65 degrees and wind blowing in. Whew, I bet it's nipply. Raylo starts us off here at the fourth inning. Four-seam fastball right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Right there at the knees. Dots the eye. 0-2. Alec Boehm didn't think it was a strike. He says something to home plate umpire, Todd Titchener. Todd Titchener says, "Shut up, you never touched home plate," back on that Sunday night game versus the Braves. So an 0-2 count. Raylo at 56 pitches. We keep an eye on that. Swung on. Baltimore chopper just past the mound. He'll probably beat this out. Yep, he will. It's an infield single to start the fourth. Very fortunate bounce there. And if RC had charged it to try to barehand it, even if he gets that, it's going to be really close, and I don't think he's going to get him because he was going away from the bag, so he wouldn't have gotten all the mustard that he normally would get on it. So 1 on, nobody out, is seeing eye single in the infield, and Castellanos, the dangerous bat, stands in. First pitch on the way. He's 0 for 1, swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. Castellanos grounded it into a fielder's choice in the second. He beat it out going down the first base line. Same situation as it was here with Bohm on first, the 0-1. Down and away, 1-1. Braves lead it just 1-0. Kicks and fires, swing, hit hard on the ground. That's in to left field for a base hit, and Raylo's in trouble once again, the heart of the Philadelphia order. Runners on first and second, nobody out. And here comes trouble. Bryson Stott to the plate. He smoked that hanging. You can't throw two hangers like that in a row and expect to get the second one through. Bryson Stott stands in. First and second, nobody out. The first pitch, curveball nowhere near the plate. It's 1-0. 1-0. Bryson Stott is a threat to drop a bunt from time to time. He may push one down. The 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. If you're putting on your baseball cap thinking about what the Phillies could be doing here, if you push those two runners over, yeah, you give up the out, but you also give JT Realmuto a chance to tie the game with a fly ball. The 1-1, swing and a miss, outside wide, 1-2. So that's another example of analytics carries that nowadays it's why you don't see the bunt, why you don't see the hit and run, is because they believe that the percentages of giving up an out as opposed to using that at bat is against you. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, 1 away. And of course, the old school people who, what I call the baseball guys, the baseball gals, baseball guys, they're going to tell you, no, you bunt them over. You bunt them over. You'd have runners on second and third, one out. You get 2 chances to get a base hit to bring them both in, but you also have a chance to score a guy with not getting a base hit, which is the most difficult thing to do in sports. But their argument's going to be you don't want to give outs away. First pitch on the way to Realmuto is popped up, but it'll bend foul back out of play. It's 0-1. See, to me, it's baseball is the best sport to argue it out. I believe in the other sports, they really stretch what you would consider analytical arguments. The 0-1. Swing, slaps that, foul, it's 0-2. So an 0-2 count, like for instance in football, they're in the point now where they're trying to break down someone's speed hitting the corner and whether or not they should have gotten the first down or not taking into effect whether the guy beat the block off the tackle. The 0-2, that ball's hit up the middle. It's going to be a tie ball game. Coming around to score is Bohm. Harris has the ball. Kind of took a couple of hops trying to see if Castellanos was going to try to go to third, and it's 1-1. Top of the 4th. Good piece of hitting by Realmuto. We talked about it before. He has killed the Atlanta Braves over the years. They haven't all been home runs. They've been hits like that. And it was long before he came to Philadelphia. JT Realmuto started his career with the Miami Marlins. So, new ball game. 1-0 your score, and Captain Caveman, Brandon Marsh, stands in. The left-hander takes the pitch outside for a ball. It's 1-0. He walked his first time up, Kicks and fires. Outside wide, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Gary says you hit the century mark. Yeah, we took the sign down about 10, 15 minutes ago, Gary. Try to keep up. The 2-0 count, kicks and fires. In the dirt, 3-0. Maybe Gary's wanting us to hit the sound bite.
Braves win!
Appreciate you hitting the like button, getting that sign chopped down. The 3-0 pitch. 96 up top, 3-1. Robert says baseball is greater than basketball. That is a fact that has been proven by science. 3-1. Brings it. Swing and a miss. Man, was he going for the downs on that one, 3-2. Big spot here in the game. You got runners at first and second, one out. Standing on deck is Rojas. Tie ball game. It's interesting. Abreu's at the top step, the 3-2. God, looking strike three. He got caught watching the paint dry 2 away. He wants to argue, but he was just caught looking. Frozen like a banana. 2 down, big out. First pitch on the way to Rojas is a swing and a miss at a slider well out of the zone. It's 0-1. And I was right. Grant Holmes is warming up in the pen. Kind of figured this would be the game plan, try to spell a start. First pitch on the way, or the 0-1 pitch on the way is a swing and a miss. Another slider, it's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Runners at first and second. Raylo trying to keep him right here. He's at 75 pitches. Remember, he only threw 71 in his last outing down on the farm. The 0-2 brings it. Nice slider, just missed the zone. Good job by Rojas. He swung at the first 3. The 1-2. Righty. Top of the order due up. Another slider. That one misses. 2-2. I don't think you can keep throwing the same pitch to a major league hitter. Even though Rojas isn't exactly Ted Williams, you can't keep. That's the 4th time in a row he's thrown that slider down and away. The 2-2. 96 misses outside wide. Ball 3-2. So now playing with their food, as Murphy and company are known to do, calling these pitches. You went from an 0-2 count to the bases, runners on first and second. The payoff pitch, runners go. Ball's banged on the ground. Here comes Arcia. He charges, fires it over to first, and it's a 6-3 put out to end the inning. Well, Philadelphia tied it up, but Raylo did a great job to get out of that jam. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Hey, I be wondering, why nobody eat banana Laffy Taffys, dog? They not bad. They really good, bro. Look at me questioning, how some of y'all eat banana pudding, but y'all not gonna eat a banana Laffy Taffy. What's up with y'all, bro? I even know a dude that eat a banana like a dude ain't even supposed to eat a banana, and he turned down a banana Laffy Taffy. Nah, I don't even like banana like that, bro. I can't tell, you just deep-throated one. You walk in the gas station, you know they like 35 cents for singles. These be the only ones left. Then the cashier will talk about, yeah, take them. No, you're not about to treat me like you don't want them, bro. I'm about to pay for these. The moral of the story, I'm just asking y'all, why y'all don't like banana Laffy Taffys?
67, the Detroit Tigers with Danny McClain and Burl Wilson and Mickey Lolich. There's a chance that you might leave that city from a hitter's standpoint, maybe 1 for 20 or 1 for 25.
And the Tigers could hit, too. Featuring power hitter Willie Horton and future Hall of Famer Al Kaline, Detroit scored the 2nd most runs in the American League.
You were always in trouble as a ball club when you went into Detroit.
But for sheer star power, no team could match the Minnesota Twins. On the mound, they boasted former Cy Young Award winner Dean Chance, as well as one of the best left-handers in the game, former 25-game winner Jim Cott. And when it came to hitting, their trio of Harmon Killebrew, Rod Carew, and Tony Oliva was deadly.
If you never got to see Rod Carew and Tony Oliva hit, you missed something, because Rod Carew won 7 American League batting championships, and Tony Oliva was a Rod Carew type hitter with power.
You couldn't keep those first 2 guys off base, and then you had to face Killebrew, and if you made a mistake, you could be a couple runs behind real quick.
And there it goes. It's way, way back. It's a home run, a 400-footer that sailed.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Leading us off will be Sean Murphy. I don't really understand how they build their lineups, and I know it's analytically driven, but some of the ideas that they have just really go against what is supposed to be the heart of analytics, which is anticipating situations and whatnot. Sean Murphy stands in, the number 5 hitter, the first pitch on the way. Inside, it's 1-0. They've at least broken up tonight. They've broken up the Olsen, Murphy, Arcia clog. The 1-0. Swung on, chopped over, just over the mound. It tips off of Wheeler's glove. Good rebound play by Stott. He flips it to first. He'll get the slow-footed Murphy. 1 away. You got that many just slugs in the middle of the lineup. Atlanta Braves have the 11th most double plays, and they have the 5th most double plays since June 1st. First pitch on the way to Kelenic is swung on and lifted, but not deep enough. Drifting over, making the catch is Rojas in the middle of that beat-up outfield grass, 2 away. I would assume they're not going to be able to fix that grass until the Braves take off for their next road trip, which will be next Monday, where we head to Minnesota. That's got to be really difficult to manicure that when you're going to be playing on that every day. First one on to Arcia is inside. It's 1-0. So the Braves, who ran up the pitch count, are doing a very poor job this inning. He's thrown just a few, and he's got 2 outs. The 1-0. Right down the pipe, 1-1. 1-1 count. Kicks and fires. Swing. Chops it foul. 1-2. Braves 1, Phillies 1. I can't remember the name of the is the 1-2 pitch. Swing, pops it up, high in the sky, can of corn. That'll be an easy inning for Wheeler, and he's back on track. He's just at 63 pitches, so the Braves, very poor job in that inning of doing the pitch count correctly. We head to the top. Braves, Phillies, 1-1.
I wasn't flirting. I'm naturally adorable. If you have a problem with that, take it up with God.
Garlic bread is my favorite food. I could honestly eat it for every meal. Or just eat it all the time without even stopping.
You get fat.
No, why would I get fat?
Bread makes you fat.
Bread makes you fat?
Everybody grown until it's time to communicate, apologize, or tell the truth.
I think that Hamon Killebrew was the best home run hitter I ever saw. He hit 47, 48, 49 home run every year.
Oh, he really hit that. One team that would not contend in 1967 was the New York Yankees, but Mickey Mantle would give Yankee fans one memorable moment to savor as he became just the 6th player in history to hit 500 homers.
There it goes! It's out of here!
Mantle had finally become the favorite son of New Yorkers after struggling to live up to the legendary Joe DiMaggio. This was something that Red Sox outfielder Carl Yastrzemski could relate to, as he had been trying for 6 years to replace a Boston icon.
Taking over for the greatest hitter that ever lived, Ted Williams, and the pressure on him was tremendous.
Williams was very outspoken, very opinionated, very talkative. Yastrzemski, on the other hand, was kind of shy, kind of withdrawn, kind of introverted.
Being a youngster at 21 years old, I would like to have come into the big leagues, been unnoticed, and not taking Ted Williams' place or being called the next Ted Williams. I think it would have made it much easier for me.
He wasn't hitting for power.
He had 300 batting averages, 1 batting titles, but the fans still weren't viewing him as this is the Yaz we expected. They wanted 30, 35 home runs, 120 RBI, plus the batting, plus everything else.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Wonder if there's a way for us to analytically AI our offense and get some runs, man, because God bless, it's going to be rough. They're saying Soler is questionable for this series, and it's really starting to get under my skin about the way that they have just absolutely spit the bit running this roster this year. First pitch to Schwarber misses outside. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swinging and a miss curveball. 1-1. Schwarber standing with 28 home runs. That's with Kyle Schwarber missing quite a bit of time. This guy, and this year, it jumped out at me. I hadn't looked at the Phillies numbers in a while. He's hitting 250 now. The 1-1, down and in, 2-1. The only solace that you had facing Schwarber before is that he always hit around the Mendoza line. I remember last year, every time we saw him, he was right around 199. And now that he's hitting 250, that means he's just getting more base hits, and he still has the pop. 2-1, swing and a miss, 2-2. I was listening to a Phillies pod earlier this year, and they were still complaining about how he's either home run or strikeout. And I'm like, I don't know if that's true, man. 250 is not the awful. When you're batting 200, you know what you got there. You got a guy who's getting a base hit once every 5 times, and he was swinging for the downs and constantly striking out. The 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, got him. 1 away. But if he starts hitting up around that 250 range at a regular, Kyle Schwarber is going to be a really big problem in Major League Baseball. The other thing that people don't look at, they don't never pay attention to, his on-base percentage. He walks a lot. So, yeah, he strikes out a lot, but he walks a lot. That's a number that no one really used to pay attention to years ago, but they definitely pay attention to it now. First pitch on the way to Trey Turner, hit the ball in the screws his last time up. It's fouls it straight back. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Yeah, I don't know any self-respecting Braves fan that likes Bryce Harper. I think it was Mark and John talking about that. The 0-1. Up top misses. Did he go around? Looks like he did not. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Pitch on the way. Swing. Lifts it high and deep into right field. Going back on the track. Making the catch just below the chop. 2 away. Two down. Bryce Harper stands in. Speaking of guys that could never run for mayor in Atlanta, the first pitch right there down the pipe for a strike. It's 0-1. Baltimore leading the Mets 7-1 in the 5th, so they're doing the Lord's work in the Queens tonight. The 0-1. Swing, slice it foul, hammered the ball, but well behind it. It's 0-2. The 0-2. Braves 1, Phillies 1. Raylo comes set. Kicks and brings it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Raylo gets out of it, and that'll end the inning. So 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom of 5th. That's probably it for Raylo. 10 strikeouts. How about that?
Your biggest red flag?
I don't know. I drink too much and I black out.
You black out?
I black out.
When's the last time you blacked out?
Like last week. No, I'm sober right now.
You're not sober right now.
Yes, I am.
I'm looking at you.
All my life, I'm sober.
Okay, ask me a question then.
Okay, what's your deepest insecurity?
That I have a bad personality.
You have a great personality.
You don't know me.
I love your personality.
Thank you so much.
I don't even know who you are. I just tell you have a great personality.
I'm a little drunk. Can I ask you a way worse question?
Of course.
Would you do?
Nah.
Why?
It's too small.
I mean, I don't think that matters.
It does matter.
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk and spit on that thing.
Today we honor Willie Mays' wonderful career. He is the only player to have at least 50 home runs in a season and 20 triples in a season. Even more impressive, it happened only 2 years apart. He was always in contention for the MVP award, receiving MVP votes in each season from 1954 to 1966, a stretch of 13 years. He was an extra base hit machine, hitting at least 70 extra base hits in 13 straight seasons. His 18 All-Star games as a starter is the most for any player in Major League Baseball history. Some say they invented the All-Star game for Willie Mays. He is the best center fielder of all time. His 12 Gold Gloves are the most by any center fielder. He is the only player in MLB history with at least 3,000 hits, a 300 career average, 300 home runs, and 300 stolen bases. He had 4 home run titles, 4 stolen base titles, and 1 batting title. He also led the NL 5 times apiece in OPS and slugging percentage. He was the first player in Major League Baseball history to hit 50 home runs and steal 20 bases in the same season. He finished 6.6 WAR shy of the all-time mark for position players, despite missing most of the 1952 season and the entire 1953 season while serving in the U.S. Army. It didn't matter the situation, he always produced, batting over 300 at home, on the road, against right-handers, left-handers, and every month with the exception of July. He had 17 20 home run seasons, 11 30 home run seasons, 6 40 home run seasons, and 2 50 home run seasons. To say, hey kid, thank you for all you did for the game.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Hope y'all are enjoying your Tuesday night baseball here in Braves Country. Raul Lopez appears to be done for the night, and what a night he's had. 10 strikeouts. He won't get past the 5th, but considering he's just coming off the IL and threw 71 pitches his last time up on the farm, pretty good. He did have a full week. It was last Tuesday that he pitched that game. 10 strikeouts, just 1 run, 5 hits allowed. He did what he needed to do, get the Braves to the 5th with the puncher's chance. You would think it's probably going to be Grant Holmes for the next 2 to 3 innings, maybe. We head to the bottom of the 5th. First pitch on the way to Gio Urshela is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. Urshela grounded out in the 2nd. Kicks and fires. Swing. Inside. Heat 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Wheeler, 67th pitch of the night. 95 misses high and wide. 1-2. Which you will probably start noticing as you get used to this new video format. Someone was asking where the game was. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, 1 away. The team on the right side is always going to be the home team on the box score. Gio Urshela now 0 for 2. They just really need him to play consistent third base, and every once in a while hope he gets into one. He's not going to bring the moon and stars. Like I said before, when Ozzie comes back, Witt can go over to third. First pitch over on the way, 95 up top. It's 1-0. Whit Merrifield hit a triple down the line. Scored his last time up. The 1-1. Set up inside. Fastball, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Righty-righty matchup. Top of the lineup due up. The pitch. 95 out wide. 1-2. You know, Wheeler, not only does his gas just flow out of his hands so easily, but Real Muto is so damn good about framing his pitches. You barely see the glove move. That pitch, if you weren't like 100% paying attention, it almost looked like a strike, the 2-1 pitch. Down and away, 3-1. And it was not a strike. It was well off the plate. But he's just so smooth. I think that's a lost start. Like, these guys frame, but they're always jerking their hand across the plate when they frame. The guys that are smooth like Real Muto, they're a dying breed. The 3-1. Swing. That ball's laced down the left field line. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. Here comes Whit Merrifield. He's rounding first, heading to second. And your Atlanta Braves got a double here for the Ice Cream Man. Merry-go-round goes first to second. We've got runner in scoring position on away. A triple and a double. That kind of leads to what I was talking about with the lineup earlier. I mean, I think you can start making the honest argument that Whit Merrifield, who's been hitting just under 300 since he's got to Atlanta, you can make a strong argument that he should be hitting second in this lineup. First pitch on the way to Harris is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Just until Soler can come back. Because with his speed, if you have Harris leading off and Merrifield, who's very good with the bat, he can move guys over, etc. The 0-1 up top. Looked at like it missed inside. Might have touched the inside edge. It's 0-2. And nothing against Laureano, but I'd like to see him a little further down in the lineup, and you could lengthen this lineup for what it's worth. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Harris. Man, he looked like a fool on that at bat to away. He chased that thing down around his ankles. 2 down. That'll leave it up to Laureano. He's 1 for 2 on the night. Had a stolen base that was taken away from him because Ozuna's strikeout swing barely touched the shoulder of Real Muto as the first pitch is swung on and lifted high into right field. That's going to be a lazy fly ball. Making the catch over there in the corner is Castellanos, and that'll end the inning. So they continue to swing early and swing often. Wheeler is starting to deal, and he's got a low pitch count. We'll be back in a flash.
Y'all, back when I was a kid, I couldn't stand watching anything with subtitles. Now I literally need them because I can't understand anything them people be saying.
Brother, first time hearing this joke, and let him hear this joke, test out his mentality right here. So you had these 2 dudes, they was dating, but their relationship was kind of, rocky. So one of the dudes wanted to spark, add some flames to the relationship, so he went and got this little game. Came home, the other one came from work, he said, listen, I got this game, we're going to play, it's supposed to help spark our relationship. He said, okay. He said, what I got to do? He said, you got to take off all your clothes, and I got to blindfold you, lay on your stomach. He said, okay. He reached in the new game, pulled out a feather. He said, you got to guess. When I touch your body, you got to guess what it is. He said, okay. He rubbed the feather on his back. I said, is that a feather? He said, damn, you got me. He said, now we got the switch. He took off all his clothes, he blindfolded switch. So the other dude, he wasn't get nothing out the box. He wanted to be slick, so he ran outside when he got a water hose. He took it and rubbed it across his back. He said, damn. He said, there's a water hose? He said, damn. Hey, you got me. So he switched. He laid back down, and he tried to be slick now. He said, all right. He ran upstairs. He went to the bathroom, and they went and got the,
No.
Then they went and got the, oh, you played this game before?
This is 6. Thing you didn't know about Daryl Eugene Strawberry. Number 1, Strawberry and Howard Johnson are one of only 2 teammates to have ever gone 30 home runs, 30 stolen bases in the same season. Number 2, in 1988, he hit a 525-foot home run that struck the roof of Olympic Stadium in Montreal. Number 3, he had 2 3-home run games in his career. Both came against Chicago teams, and there were almost 11 years to the day between each of them. Number 4, he was the starting right fielder in 5 straight All-Star games, and he appeared in a total of 9 All-Star games, including 8 in a row. Number 5, his 252 home runs with the Mets is a record that still stands. Number 6, and let's not forget he was part of the 1992 Springfield Nuclear Power Plant softball team that went on to become the 1992 city champ.
Welcome back. Atlanta Braves. Philadelphia Phillies, 0-0 your score. And coming in to take over for Raylo.
I play real sports, not trying to be the best at exercising. I'm Teddy Powers! I'm the man who has the ball, so that is why I am better than everyone in the world.
Grant Holmes with his 3.60 ERA comes in and kicks it fired. 4-seam fastball down and away. 1-0. Lets her rip. Swing, dribbled up the middle. RC has got it, flips it. Magic Kingdom over to the ice house, one away. 6-3 in your scorecard if you're scoring at home. That does officially close the book on Raylo. 5 innings, 5 hits, 1 run. That run was earned, 1 walk, and 10 strikeouts. That's going to drop his ERA down to 2.05. Castellanos stands in, first pitch. Swing and a miss. Slider on the outer edge, it's 0-1. Remember, that's the first time that Philadelphia had seen Raylo this year, and I believe this is the first time they've seen Grant Holmes. He may have been there that one other series, the 0-1. Chops it foul, just got a piece of it, 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Yeah, Raylo, not only is he coming off the IL, I mean, he did it against one of the best offenses in baseball. And these guys get locked in when they see that A. Man, they do not like to lose to Atlanta. So Raylo really impressed me tonight. The 0-2, 1-2. I thought everything being even, if Raylo had not just come off the IL, we might get 5, 6, maybe even 7 innings out of Raylo. We had a real chance to win this game, but it was going to be low scoring. Then I got to thinking about the Grant Holmes factor and was hoping this is how it would unfold, but he still has to perform too. The 1-2, outside wide, 2-2. The 2-2 count, 1-1 your score here in the 6th. That's why we went with that. You never see they take a score as low as 3-1, but A, Wheeler's on the mound, and B, we have a skeleton crew of an offense. The 2-2, down and away, 3-2. And it really is driving me bananas because had they put Soler on the IL back on Saturday when they could have backdated it to Thursday, he'd be ready to come off next week. The payoff pitch swung on, hit over towards short. It's going to be a short hop. Good play by Olsen. 2 away. Long throw, and he didn't put the typical mustard he normally does. You don't see Arcia do that much. Do that often. But he kind of wasn't a mail-in type of throw, but he definitely didn't put it all on it, and that almost cost us. You get spoiled watching Arcia just usually hit him right at the chest. First pitch on the way. Strike at the knees to Stott. It's 0-1. Much like the way Atlanta's offense was last year. And Atlanta's offense was better than what Philly's offense is this year. But there's nowhere to come up for error in this lineup. The 0-1, slap back foul, 0-2. Max Fried on the bump tomorrow night, and then Schwellenbach. Philly will get their first time. How about Schwellenbach seeing Philly, taking on Philly for the first time, and it'll be on national television. He'll be going up against Christopher Sanchez on Thursday. Tomorrow it's Aaron Nola. The 0-2. Whoa, that ball bounces about 55-footer that took off towards the first base dugout, 1-2. Good thing Stott didn't swing at that because he'd not only be at first, he might be standing on second. That ball was long away. Trips me out that the AI, for those of y'all who are watching at home, and if you're not watching the game as well, that umpire dusting off the plate, he was literally doing it at the same time in the game. It's just crazy. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Grant Holmes comes in for an inning, maybe more. We'll be back in a flash.
I play real sports, not trying to be the best at exercising. I'm Teddy Powers! I'm the man who has the ball, so that is why I am better than everyone in the world.
Mac Magee.
We're on the same team.
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
And we need more players. We need you to help us win the battle against hunger and poverty. You can sponsor
Braves Country Radio.
Teamwork is what
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio
is all about. And that's why we need you. For just $15 a month,
Don't get greedy. Ask for $2.99.
you can sponsor a child just like
Braves Country Radio.
I've been able to really help,
Braves Country Radio.
and it feels so good. It's so easy. Just reach out now and start sending your love around the world.
To Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
To join our team, we really can bat 1,000.
Mac Magee.
Who's waiting for help? There's room on our team for you.
Started training mixed martial arts, MMA, some people call it UFC. You do UFC? UFC is an organization. MMA, mixed martial arts, is a sport. That's like saying you do NBA, you know? You do Golden State Warrior. Anyway.
Welcome back. Atlanta Braves tied up at 1 here. One thing's for sure, the Baltimore Orioles are doing their part. They lead the New York Mets 7-1. We'll hit the out-of-town scoreboard here in a second. Braves lead the Mets by a game and a half, 3.5 over San Fran. First one to Ozuna is down in for a ball. It's 1-0. He's 0 for 2. 2 strikeouts, and really has looked a little lost at the plate tonight. The 1-0, swing and a miss. Nowhere near that splitter. 1-1. I mean, he's literally just swinging for the downs. He is not getting cheated on any of his swings. It's like, if I do get a hold of that one, man, it's gone. The 1-1. Swing, that ball's lifted high and deep. Going back on the track. Can I call it or can I call it? Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lamma, ding-dong. Solo shot. His 37th of the year. 432 happy feet later. And your Atlanta Braves lead it 2-1. Well, that was fortuitous. Normally when you say something like that, the guy pops it up. But man, he absolutely stroked that one. Man, if we ever get copyrights to some of these songs, folks are going to be in trouble because we're going to have a blast. First thing that comes to my mind is I want to play that old song that used to play in the club, Stroking. First pitch on the way to Ice House is their first strike. It's on 1. The 0-1 to Olsen. Outside wide, 1-1. The 1-1 count. Ozuna got all of that one. The 1-1, slap back foul, 1-2. Braves 2, Phillies 1, bottom 6. Game 1 of a 3-game set. 37th home run by Marcell Ozuna. The 1-2. Swing. That ball's laced into right field, but right at Castellanos. He goes to his knees, almost took his head off, but he'll make the catch, 1 away. Man. One down. Castellanos continues to be interesting in right field. He is normally just a very below average right fielder, but when he plays the Atlanta Braves, he makes some hellacious catches, and some of them shouldn't be, like that one. First pitch on the way to Murphy is down in for a ball. It's 1-0. That ball's hit to Acuna. He just drifts over and makes the line drive catch. Castellanos, man, he puts on a show. The 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. The 1-1 count. If it's it to Laureano, it probably goes over his head, but righty-righty matchup. The pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Same area. He just does not pick up that intercut stuff. It does appear that Holmes will be expected to go more than 1 inning. I would think maybe even 3. I mean, he's definitely stretched out to where he could go for longer than that, but how do they want to use him going forward? The 1-2. Swing, pops it back, foul. We'll do it again. If the Braves were to get a sizable lead and not have to use Laureano, they would probably love to use him for all 4 innings in the game because it keeps him stretched out, et cetera, et cetera. But that would be in a perfect world, the Braves offense really doing a number. The 1-2. Inside, 2-2. If you missed the news earlier today, the really bad news is the 2-2. Swing, lifts it over into left field, drifting over, making the catch is Captain Caveman, Brandon Marsh, 2 away. So to make room on the roster is the short of it. We know that Raylo was brought up. We know that Jimmy Herget was sent down. We know that Gio Urshela was signed. And to make room on that 60-man roster, on the 40-man roster, A.J. Minter was sent to the 60-day IL. And it appears that his season may be over. First pitch on the way to Kid Kelenic is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. So that really is a punch in the gut because that's your left-hander. Now, the good news out of this is the 1-0. Kicks and fires. Outside wide. 2-0. Dylan Lee looked really sharp over the weekend. And if he can be your lefty back into the bullpen guy, as he has been in the past when he's hitting on all cylinders, we might be able to make it work. The 2-0. Swing and a miss, 2-1. But it's just like how many more injuries? Because when you put this team together back during the winter, one of the key things was having that just lights out Joe Jimenez, A.J. Minter, Raziel Iglesias back of the bullpen. And now we've lost a piece of that. The 2-1, down below the knees, 3-1. If you get to the playoffs, the only good news is you typically only use 3 or 4 pitchers, and the Braves have some arms that could definitely be used in that fashion. Not just currently on the team, but down on the AAA, AA. The 3-1, chop foul, 3-2. So a payoff pitch. Comes set. We'll take a second to shake it off for a second. Got a piece of Real Muto, looks like. By the way, Wheeler's at 95 pitches. Now, if Kelenic was able to get on, I think this would definitely be his last inning. But if not, with the leadoff hitter next inning being Arcia, you may see him go back out. The payoff pitch. Swing, slice it back, foul. If Kelenic can go out there and extend this at bat, get it to right at 100, they probably wouldn't send Wheeler back out. Orion Kirkering is warming up in the bullpen, and he's got electric stuff from the right side, but he can be gotten to. The payoff pitch. Oh, they call a wide strike. Bad call. Todd Titchener has actually had a decent game for Todd Titchener standards, but that one was a woof. We'll be back in a flash. Braves lead at 2-1. The Big Zoo goes deep.
When people say they don't like me, I put on glasses
To see
if I give a you know.
So Dale Murphy bats. He ripped a double to right center his first time. 2-1 Atlanta in the 3rd inning. Deep right field for Murphy. Strawberry has gone as far as he can go, and it's out of here. Dale Murphy.
Murphy at first. Murphy drives it. Deep left field. You can kiss this one goodbye. How far will it go? Murphy is at 2 today. 11-1 now, and there won't be 37,000 fans here when this inning is over.
Why do you call petrol gas when it is literally a liquid?
So you don't like us calling petrol gas, huh? Remind me again, what do you guys call cigarettes?
Wait, in the Brits' defence, yeah? I've got nothing. In America, you would say, I'm going to smoke a cigarette. If, what we would say in the UK, I'm going to smoke, if you said that in America, woo! Chill out, America.
There were a lot of people in baseball who believed that Sandy Koufax would never be a major league pitcher. He had no control his first few years in the major leagues. He was getting nowhere at all. He was walking more people than he was striking out. And then suddenly, he found it. And when he found it, there was a period that ran from 1961 through 1966 in which he was good as any pitcher in baseball history.
It's an unfair contest after they've been up to bat against him. And I remember more than once a batter being up there and looking at that terrific fastball, which always seemed to come up as it crossed the plate, and then shooting a lookout to say, what was that? It was as if he'd thrown an Easter egg past him or something like that. It was something different. The game had been altered. And then he had that devastating curve. So the combination of those two, the batters felt absolutely helpless. And he was beautiful to watch because he bent his back in a way that other pitchers didn't. They had this enormous long hands and long arms. And there was a bow and arrow feeling about the way that he used his body.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Out-of-town scoreboard looks like this. So we head to the top of 7. Yankees and Guardians, pretty good series starting in New York tonight. They are tied at 3 heading to the 7th. Blue Jays 10-2 over the Reds. Grant Holmes will go back out there for inning number 2 of his, inning number 7 of the game. First pitch, swing and a miss curveball. Nice pitch to Real Muto. It's 0-1. Orioles 7, Mets 1, bottom 7. Brewers lead the Cardinals 2-0. They are in the 6th. The 0-1. Outside wide 1-1. Tigers lead the Cubs. It's 1-0. They're in the 4th. Pirates 3, Rangers 0. In the 5th. The 1-1. Chops it over to third. Making the play is Urshela. He'll flip it over to first. Solid play over there at third. 5-3 put out, 1 away. So the big bugaboo with Urshela back in his day when he was with the Yankees, they used to kill him because he was a solid bat. He was never outstanding, but his defense was terrible. But he was normally being asked to play up the middle. He's really a third baseman, and they were asking him to play second. That was back in the day when Donaldson was with the Yankees. First pitch on the way up top, misses. It's 1-0. I used to listen to New York radio in the morning. They would just rake them over the coals, the 1-0. Right there for a strike up top, it's 1-1. And they would always say, well, he plays third base fine. He's not a Gold Glover, but he's going to be okay. But you can't put him at second. The 1-1, outside wide 2-1. So he'll be asked to try to spell Austin Riley. When Ozzie comes back, very good chance that you're going to see Whit Merrifield go over to third because he has played all over the infield and corner out. The 2-1, swing and a miss, 2-2. Whit Merrifield actually at one point when he was younger played center field, obviously with his speed. You can see why. He has not played center field in quite some time, but he literally can play anywhere on the diamond. The only place he hasn't played is behind home plate. The 2-2, went around, got him, strike 3. They checked down the side, but that was obvious. 1 away. The ball got away a bit. Murphy flipped it over to Olsen. 2 down. This would be a big, big get if the Braves can hold on here. But that Philly lineup, we're going to see it flip over one more time before we get through this game. That's why I would think we are probably going to see Dylan Lee when folks like Bryce Harper comes up, but we'll see how they play it. First pitch, swing and a miss up top. It's 0-1. As it stands right now, if he gets Rojas, you would lead off with Schwarber, Turner, and Harper, and I would think Dylan Lee would be the answer. But, hey, they may just say, you know what, give Grant Holmes his chance. The 0-1. 93 out wide, 1-1. So 1-1 count. There comes a point, so he's at 22 pitches. There comes a point where if he goes too far, you won't be able to use him the rest of the series. So you might as well let him keep going. The 1-1 inside, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Brings it. Swing, slaps it up the middle, but right at Merrifield. He backhands it, and that'll end the inning. It's time to get up and stretch, Braves country. Your Atlanta Braves clinging to a 1-run lead.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. We out to the ball game. We out to the find me something up Cracker Jack. I don't care if I have to get back going through. Root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3, stretch around and the old ball game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. Let me root for the ball game. You sound better tonight.
Welcome back, Braves country. Let's get a damn win to start this series off. Could get some insurance runs. That would be nice. Orion Kirkering coming in. I really thought this guy was going to be a part of their rotation, but I guess they really like him in the bullpen. He's got a 2.51 ERA. Aaron Nola tomorrow night versus Max Fried, 7:20 first pitch. Sanchez versus Schwellenbach on Thursday. First pitch on the way. Swung on. That ball's hit hard through the middle, up the gap, and that'll be a leadoff single for Mr. Orlando Arcia. Man, was that a worm burner. Diving attempt by the shortstop, Trey Turner, but under his glove. We got one on. Nobody out. And the new kid on the block, Gio Urshela, coming to the plate. First pitch. Down and away sweeper. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. Kirkering brings it. Swing. Chops it over towards first, but it's plenty foul. Kind of corkscrewed it in the ground. It spun away. 1-1. 1-1 count. Righty the pitch. Swing and a miss. Sweeper. Bending away. Man, he got fooled on that pitch. It's 1-2. That thing almost looked like a wiffle ball diving away. The 1-2. brings it. Way outside wide. That sweeper he laid off of. That one didn't have quite that weird bend. I mean, that thing had some bend on that last pitch. Almost like a spitball. The 2-2. Swing! That ball's lifted into right field. Drifting back, making the catch is Castellanos. Just before the warning track. One away. Arcia darts back to first base. Went about halfway on that. About that time to turn back time. On this date, 1938, in front of 10,000 people attending a Saturday morning publicity stunt organized by the Come to Cleveland Committee, 5 members of the Indians attempt to set a record by catching a baseball thrown off the terminal tower. First pitch on the way. Righty-righty matchup is a strike to Merrifield. It's 0-1. Merrifield's 2 for 2 with a double and a triple. The 708-foot terminal tower is the 0-1. Sweeper just misses outside 1-1. Rookie reserve catcher Henry Health catches a ball from the 52-story structure, estimated to be traveling 138 miles an hour. Time is called real quick by JT Realmuto. It broke Gabby Street's 1908 mark of a vertical catch estimated to be snagged 555 feet. The 1-1 down and away, 2-1. From the top of the Washington Monument. That's on this date in 1938. The 2-1. Swing and a miss, Merrifield. Trying to yank that sweeper. Missed it altogether, 2-2. 100. I mean, that ball was coming for you, man. 138 miles an hour. Whew. I got it. Nah, man, you get it. That one's all you, buddy. The 2-2 brings it. Sweeper down and away, ball 3-2. So a full count to Merrifield. On deck is Michael Harris II. Braves would love some insurance runs. Atlanta leads at 2-1. Still needs 6 defensive outs to secure the win. The payoff pitch, outside wide, ball 4. So if you want to count that as a single, what the hell, why not? Whit Merrifield would be a home run away from the cycle. I forget the term they use for that. That's when you get the walk and not the single for the cycle. They've got a term for that. It's escaping me right now. Michael Harris II stands in, righty-lefty matchup, first and second, 1 out, first pitch. Tight sweeper, slaps the inner part of the zone. It's 0-1. Harris 1 for 3 on the night, with an RBI single. The 0-1. Swing, chops it foul. 0-2. Laureano stands on deck. The 0-2 count. Pitch, caught, looking, strike 3. Go sit down, Harris. 2 away. That's the second time tonight he has just been dusted. He got that base hit, but man, he's a quandary putting him at the top of the line because you understand why you're doing it with the righty on the mound, but it's a risk. First pitch on the way to Laureano is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Base hit would double the lead. Runner at second. Arcia should score on a single. The 0-1. Swing, chops it foul down the line. 0-2. If you get one down in the gap, be hard pressed to imagine Merrifield not going first to home. The 0-2. Kicks and fires. Good take. 1-2. Sweeper in the dirt. Later on tonight, if you're up late watching Major League Baseball, Rays are at the A's at 9:40, White Sox at Giants, and Mariners at the Dodgers. Kerkering steps off the mound for a second. You got a 1-2 count. First and second, 2 outs. The pitch. Whoa, high. 97, 2-2. The deuce is wild here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2 on, 2 out. The 2-2 pitch to the number 2 hitter, Ramon Laureano. Kerkering brings it. Outside wide ball 4. Runners will be on the move now. A single will definitely score. Pitch inside, caught, looking, strike 3. That one just absolutely froze him on the inner edge. He missed his spot, but got the fortunate bend.
Looks like you got some stuff going on. Want to tell me what you did? Want to tell me who you did? Was it a boy?
Sometimes you need to take the opportunity just to come out and see a full moon is that complete rounded circle, which is made up mostly of gases. The question is why or how could we as humans live on the moon? The gas is such that we could do that. The sun is a mighty powerful heat that is almost impossible to go near the sun. The moon is more manageable.
We'd like to know from you how you think it's going so far.
I mean, I think it's off to a great start. I feel like I'm overqualified for this position, if I'm being honest. And I like the team, but I think I have trouble with Amanda. I feel like sometimes she can just be such a I don't
okay, so Amanda's sitting in on this. She's
right here, Brian.
Oh, hey, you. I was just talking about our client, Amanda.
I don't think you have any clients named Amanda.
I don't think you have any clients at all.
He had a way of tipping off his pitches. If he was pitching a fastball from the windup, he'd have his elbows out like this before the pitch. And if he was going to pitch a curveball, his elbows would be tucked in against him. So every batter knew exactly what he's going to be doing. Of course, the pitches were so good it didn't make any difference. They couldn't hit either one of them.
Lead him 4-0. Here's Mickey Mantle. Now the windup by Sandy. He delivers. It's a strike call. The 4th straight strikeout for Sandy Koufax.
Casey Stengel believed him the best pitcher in baseball history. Forget the other fellow, he said, meaning Walter Johnson. You can forget Waddell. The Jewish kid is probably the best of them.
No hits, no errors, and nobody left.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. We are heading to the top of the 8th inning here in Atlanta, where your Atlanta Braves lead this one 2-1. As we try to play Guess the Game. It's going to be Jimenez. I thought they may go to the lefty lead, but it's going to be Jimenez here in the 8th. It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it turns out. Jimenez comes in, 2.79 ERA, first pitch on the way, swing and a miss over the slider. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Right there for a strike, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Righty, lefty. I'm sorry, 0-2 count. Pitch on the way. 95. Did he go around? They check down the line. And strike 3. Got him. I'm not sure about that one, but boy, we'll take it. That's a dangerous bat. Gonna go take a nap. One away. Oh, yeah, he did. First look, first glance, I didn't think he went around, but he did. Schwarber's been hot-headed in the past. So keep an eye on that. First pitch on the way, swing and a fouled straight back. Excuse me, it's 0-1. He about had that grooved. Trey Turner is 0 for 3, but he has hit 2 balls on the screws tonight. Got to be careful with this guy. Bryce Harper stands on deck. The 0-1, righty. Swing and a miss. Nice slider. 0-2. When Jimenez's slider is working late like it's working so far tonight, that is a tough pitch for a right-hander to hit. The 0-2. Did he go? And he held up 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Brings it. Swung on, grounded over to third. Urshela's got it. Flips it over to first. 5-3 put out. Nifty play by the newcomer. 2 away. Two down. Bryce Harper comes to the plate as everybody groans in Braves country. Big at bat here. First pitch. Fastball 95 misses inside. It's 1-0. Alec Boehm stands on deck. The 1-0 righty-lefty pitch. Swing belted. Down the right field line. Just foul. That was fair. That was probably going to be troubled. The Braves are hugging the lines right now with the infield back. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. The 1-1. Changeup misses 2-1. So a 2-1 count. 2-1 your score. Harper, Boehm to follow the pitch. Swing and hammered over to first. A one-hopper scalded, but Matt Olson will step on the pillow, and that'll end the inning. Whoo! That thing was ripped. We'll be back in a flash.
Hey, does anybody else drive home fast as hell after work like they're running late for the house? Or is it just me?
Have you heard the story of Pete Gray? If not, you're about to hear one of the most inspirational stories in baseball history. He grew up in a poor family where all the children would have to work to bring in additional income after they finished the 8th grade. At the age of 6, he fell off the running board of a truck he hopped on and got his right arm caught in the spokes of the wheel. Due to the severity of his injury, doctors weren't able to save his arm and he would have to have it amputated. His injury didn't change the fact he was in love with baseball, and it didn't deter him from his dreams of playing Major League Baseball. To learn to hit, he practiced for hours with a stick and rock. For fielding, he would spend many hours practicing transferring the ball from his glove to his hand. He put a lot of work in a weight training program so his left arm could swing a heavy 38-ounce bat. In his first taste of professional baseball, he hit .381 in 42 games in the Canadian American League. Over the next 2 seasons across higher levels, he continued to get better, even hitting .333 with 68 stolen bases in 1944. In 1945, his contract was purchased for $20,000 by the St. Louis Browns. In 77 games that season, he batted .218 with 51 hits, 13 RBIs, and 5 stolen bases. Even though his time in the majors was short, what an inspiration for anyone who plays the game.
The only time I ever was embarrassed about baseball had little to do with being a girl. It had to do with the fact that when I went to Harvard, for a while I had a boyfriend who was somewhat snobby. And he came from a family that was a real intellectual family, and I'd gone to dinner at his house, and all night I was mesmerized by their talking about literature and history and how learned they all were. The next night, this young man came to my house, and my father talked the whole night about baseball. My boyfriend didn't care at all about baseball. And I remember for the first time looking at my father and thinking, this is narrow what we do here. This isn't as broad as my boyfriend's life. And the next morning, waking up feeling so guilty, and in the end, I got rid of the boyfriend.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Another opportunity to maybe get an extra run put on here, get some breathing room. So far tonight, 1 run, 5 hits, no errors by the Phillies. 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors by the Braves. Well-pitched game, well-played game by both teams so far. Jose Alvarado leads us off. Alvarado, left-handed fireballer, will face Ozuna. Man, if Ozuna gets a hold of one of his, that thing could never land. First pitch, 98 down and in. It's 0-1. The 0-1. I'll be glad when this guy goes to free agency somewhere else, man. He is. Feels like he's been there for a decade. The 0-1. Inside 1-1. A 1-1 count. When he does struggle, it's usually with command to find the zone, and the walks get him, but he's a strikeout machine. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Cutter down and in. 1-2. That was nowhere near the zone. It went down and in. Eyeglasses is warming up in the bullpen. So unless we have one heck of an inning, expect him in the ninth. The 1-2. Lefty-righty. Brings it. Inside 2-2. Matt Olson on deck. That's the real reason Alvarado's on. The 2-2. A little surprised Kirkering didn't come out for that. I think if this is the playoffs, Kirkering's going out for that one batter, and then they're going to go get him. The 2-2. Swung on and swatted foul down the left field line. We'll do it again. These games aren't ultra important for Philly with the big lead, but at the same token, they don't want to get swept. So you may see them more dumping it out at the end of this series. The 2-2 pops it up. That ball is going to bend just past the dugout, several rows back of the first base side. Braves 2, Phillies 1. Lefty-righty. Alvarado brings it. Swing. 99 miles an hour. Couldn't quite catch up with it. Slices it back. Cubs are threatening bottom of the fifth with Detroit. As far as games of interest, it's 1-0 in Chicago. Games of interest for the wild card for the Braves looks like this. The 2-2. Inside, almost gets him. Ball 3-2, 97 miles an hour. We can't get another guy hit. We get another guy hit, go send Adam Duvall to go crack someone's skull up because we don't care if he gets suspended. Matt Olson stands on deck. The pitch. Ball 4. That pitch was well inside of maybe, just maybe, Alvarado will be walk a few here and get himself into trouble. That's normally when Alvarado's gotten in trouble in the past. The walks have got him. Orioles are trying to make it interesting. They lead now to 7-5 over the Mets in the 8th. They were 7-1. That Orioles bullpen has been a problem for them all year long. And they went out and they traded for Dominguez. Did you see that last night? Is the first pitch on the way? Cutter up top. First strike, it's 0-1. Sir Anthony Dominguez, who was the right-hander coming over from Philly, they needed a right-hander, Philly needed a left-hander. He gave up a walk-off home run to the Mets last night in the 9th. The 0-1, outside wide, 1-1. So hopefully the Orioles can hold on there, but they lead by just 2 now. It was a 7-1 game. Brewers lead the Cardinals 2-0. They're going to the 8th. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. 99 on the intercut. 1-2. Red Sox lead the Astros 5-4. That's got a lot of implications in the American League playoffs. Royals are trailing the Angels 3-2 in the 6th, as the Royals are in the thick of the wild card race. The 1-2 pitch. Outside wide, trying to chase that cutter. 2-2. Earlier tonight, the Diamondbacks beat the Marlins 3-1. The Rockies over the Nationals 3-1. And the Blue Jays beat the Reds by a touchdown 10-3. The 2-2. Alvarado brings it. Down below the knees, ball 3-2. So he's got an opportunity. Olson calls for timeout. You have runner at first, nobody out, and a full count. Later on tonight, the White Sox play the Giants. You're pulling for Chicago in that one as they trail us by a few games in the wild card. The payoff pitch, swing, fists it. That ball's going to drop at the second, and it's going to be a fielder's choice, or did they call the infield fly? Either way, it won't be a double play. We'll see what they rule on that. It didn't look like that they called the infield fly. Wasn't quite high enough. I was a little concerned that they were going to get a double play. Now, it ends up being a fielder's choice. You'll see some umpires call it early. Sean Murphy comes to the plate. First pitch, 99 on the inner track. It's 0-1. Mariners and Dodgers play tonight. Walker Buehler coming off the IL. Man, has he had a terrible season. The 0-1. Swing and a miss over the top. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Lefty, righty. The pitch. Inside. 1-2. Yeah, Mark, I saw the Yuli Gurriel thing. The Braves brass shrugged about it and said they've been doing that for a while. Thing is, Gurriel, man, he is not a great hitter these days. So I don't know if he'll, but it's good to have that backup plan. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Murphy down on strikes, 2 away. You know, Gurriel at one point was a hell of a hitter, but he really fell off past couple of years. Was he 38, 39 years old, somewhere in that neighborhood? In a perfect world, you catch lightning in the bottle and he gets hot for 2 weeks. Well, look who's going to actually come to the plate. Holy crap. It's a Jorge Soler sighting. How about that? He's going to come on to pinch hit. How about that? How about that? Jorge Soler will stand in. They're going to go out there and talk to Alvarez. Jorge Soler has not been at the plate since almost a week ago. It was Wednesday night. The lefty-righty matchup. They're going out there to talk to him to give her a game plan. I'm sure they're telling Soler, whatever you do, buddy, don't go crazy, man. Don't try to bust it down the line. That could be a good sign for possibly him being on the lineup tomorrow night. Braves 2, Phillies 1. Jorge Soler stands in.
Now, who here at this table can honestly say that they played any finer or felt any better than they did? You were the backbone, the nerve center of a great band. You can make that live, breathe, and jump again.
We're putting the band back together.
First pitch on the way to Jorge Soler. Down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0. Lefty-righty matchup. Pitch. Up top, 97 miles an hour. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Alvarado comes set. Fires inside, 99 miles an hour, 2-1. You know there's going to be a lot of rust on that bat of Soler, but one good swing could really change the looks of this game. Braves lead it 2-1. Runner at first, 2 outs, the pitch. Down and in, good take. 3-1. Standing on deck is Orlando Arcia. Can't imagine you'd want to just lay one in there to Soler at this point. The 3-1 pitch inside, ball 4. So Soler will head on down to first. pinch running will be Adam Duvall. He'll stay into play out there in left, Kid Kelnick. Ozzie Albies in the dugout rooting them on. You love to see that. Here comes Orlando Arcia. First pitch on the way, down and in for a ball. Cutter misses. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Orlando's 1 for 3, singled in the 7th. Batting .225 on the year, 11 home runs. Get one in the gap and it'll score 2. The 1-0 way high, misses. Whoa, Nelly. Well out of the zone, 2-0. A 2-0 count. Braves 2, Phillies 1. First and second, the 2-0 pitch. Up top, 98. Got him with the strike, 2-1. Alvarado's now thrown 27 pitches, 14 balls. But that's pretty regular for him. He will wear out his pitch count. The 2-1, down and in, 3-1. It's one of the reasons why they went out to get the right-hander from the Angels as their closer, because he's just so sporadic. There's some nights where he's like lights out and you can't get anything off of him. The 3-1 pitch. Whoa, high ball 4. Whoa, Nelly, he'll head on down to first. And your Atlanta Braves got the bases loaded. 2 outs. 90 feet away, we would double the score. And the new kid on the block, Gio Urshela, is coming to the plate. Max Lazar, the right-hander, is warming up in the pen. Little surprised they're staying with him. This will be his 30th pitch. First one, 97 right down the pipe. It's 0-1. Gio Urshela, 32-year-old, from coming off the Tigers Sunday, getting DFA'd. Misses inside, 1-1. If you're not familiar with him, he looks a lot younger on the screen on the game than what he is. And he's 32, but he still has a baby face. Played for the Yankees for a handful of years. The 1-1. Inside, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Man, would it be nice to see the Braves open this thing up, give some breathing room to Iglesias. The 2-1. Kicks and fires. Ball 3, 3-1. 97 misses up top. And now Urshela, you got to be sitting dead red. If you don't get something right in your swing zone, you got to lay off it and make him throw 2 strikes here. A 3-1 count. Lefty righty brings it in the dirt. Ball 4. 3-1 your score. Around and around and around they go, and it looks like the call to the pen is on the way. We'll be back in a flash. The right-hander Lazar is coming out to face your Atlanta Braves, leading it 3-1. Merry-go-round is coming to the plate. Bases loaded. 2 outs. We've got a pitching change. Braves lead it 3-1. Merrifield, your batter with the bases juice. Top of the order looming on deck. Man, they could really blow this one open. Max Lazar, a 0.00 ERA in 3 appearances. He's got a 25% K rate. First time I've seen him pitch, so we'll see. We're going to learn together here. Righty-righty matchup. Max Lazar brings the first pitch at 93. Looked like it just missed the black, but he got the strike. It's 0-1. Max Lazar, 6'1", 25-year-old, 200-pounder out of Coral Springs, Florida. Drafted out of high school by the Brewers in 2017. The 0-1. 94 misses outside wide, 1-1. 1-1 count. Lazar made his first appearance back on August 10th in Arizona. The 1-1. Swing, slices it down the right field line, but foul, 1-2. He went in and gave 1 and a third innings pitch, got a strikeout. The next night in Arizona, pitched an inning and got 2 strikeouts. And then he went up against Washington for an inning. No strikeouts, but he's only given up 1 hit in these 3 appearances. The 1-2. Caught looking, strike 3. He froze Merrifield. That'll end the inning. Kind of a high leg kick, and I think that's an adjustment. We'll be back in a flash. Eyeglasses comes in to try to slam the door.
For about 70 cents, you can buy a can of soda, regular or diet. For about 70 cents, you can also buy a cup of coffee. For about 70 cents, you can buy a pack of gum, plain or sugarless. For
10 cents a day,
you can buy
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
I think you should retire.
Come on, Frank.
I'm sorry, but Maria's my wife. And if I can't support her in this, then she'll be like an ice pick in my ear until I die.
Hey, what's happening, Norm?
It's a dog-eat-dog world, Sammy, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear.
What's shaking, Mr. Peterson? What is it? Hey. What are you up to, Norm?
My ideal weight if I were 11 feet tall.
Welcome back. Good news in New York. The Orioles have jumped out to now a 9-5 lead. They're in the 9th. They're still batting against the Mets, so hopefully that holds. If that holds and this holds, the Braves lead on the wild card. Last slot in the wild card will go to 2.5 games. Arizona has already won, so we're not going to gain ground on them. Alec Boehm stands in to lead us off. The first pitch, 95-mile-an-hour sinker just below the knees. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Castellanos on deck. Swing and a miss, 95. 1-1. 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Braves. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors for the Phillies. We're here in the 9th inning. The 1-1 smacks the black on the outer edge, 1-2. Good slider. The 1-2 count. Eyeglasses comes set. Brings it. Swing, pops it back foul, 98 miles an hour. Same 2 teams back at it tomorrow night. Max Fried versus Aaron Nola. Imagine Braves will be underdogs once again. The 1-2. Inside, 2-2. Bohm had to kind of jump out of the way. That sinker about got him in the kneecaps. The 2-2. Iglesias brings it. Slider down and away, nowhere near the zone. Easy pitch for Bohm to lay off of that time. It's the payoff pitch from Iglesias. Swing, that ball sliced into right field. Making the catch. It wasn't pretty, but he made the catch. Laureano went away. That ball was lifted, frozen, very similar to the one that Castellanos fell to his knees and almost spit the bit on. At least Laureano stayed on his feet. It's one of those balls that's hit hard at you that's hard to read because it's coming right at you. First pitch on the way to Castellanos is swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Sliced down the right field line. Coming running. Making a sliding nifty catch. Mr. Ramon Laureano. Now that was a pretty catch. That's showing some of that old Gold Glove magic that he had back in the day with the Oakland A's. He's probably be out there going, man, y'all are really testing me in this setting. Braves 1 out away. First pitch on the way to Bryson Stott is changeup down and away. It's 1-0. The 1-0 smacks the black on the outer edge. 1-1. Went with the changeup once again. So a 1-1 count. 96 misses high and wide. 2-1. Braves 3, Phillies 2. Braves 1 out away from taking the first game of a 3-game series. The 2-1. Swing, slices it back. Foul. 2-2. Phillies down to the last strike. The Atlanta Braves faithful are standing, cheering on, rooting on, eyeglasses for one more out. The 2-2. Swung on and lifted into right center field. Coming and making another sliding catch is Ramon Laureano. Braves win. Braves win. Your Atlanta Braves win. Whiskey for my men. Beer for my horses. What a freaking inning has Laureano had defensively. Wow. Laureano and Duvall try to do the gritty with Mr. Michael Harris II out there in center field. And your Atlanta Braves take game 1 of a 3-game set. Man, there's a lot of where you can go here. And the fact that Raylo went 5 innings and gave us 10 strikeouts coming off the IL, it's very tempting to give it to Marcell Ozuna. But we're going to give the game ball to Raylo tonight. What a performance. What a gritty, gutty performance. Grant Holmes, by the way, is going to get a second win of the year. Joe Jimenez, his 21st hole. Iglesias, his 27th save. And your Atlanta Braves are now just 6 games out in NL East. They're 2.5 up if the lead holds there in the 9th in New York. Baltimore 9-4. We'll see you tomorrow night, Braves Country. Great, gutty, gritty win, and a tip of the cap to Laureano in the 9th. Wowza. Ramon Laureano owes that man, Iglesias owes Ramon Laureano a beer or two after the game. We'll see ya.